So, story so far. So we're coming back to the tale. Buruk, Ravenous, Lyroon, Nanto, and then Hazel won't be here today because they have other stuff going on. He didn't actually specify what the other stuff is, but I presume there's other stuff. There's a reason that he's not here. But
I would hope so.
I would hope so. So we come back to our 4.5 heroes. The story so far, you've done the Forge, which is like a hero test to see if you were ready to go out into the world, and then a few of you went out into the world and beat up some living pumpkins after hearing about all these refugees in Daggerford who are having trouble with their farms getting overrun. You went on a shopping episode to Victoria's Secret. Then after, with all your fancy gear, you decided to go help out some of the refugees who are having their children either bought or stolen away by the Crimson Cleavers, and there it started a 3 or 4 episode trip into the sewers, where you got attacked by rats and giant alligators and rat people and a guy that we will now only ever know as Cagebeard, and then this horrific last pair of rats that were much more powerful than the others, and one of them actually hurled this almost like a baby rat person. It was pretty grim, and it started trying to savage you. Did a pretty good job taking care of all of that. No one died. There's 1 or 2 close calls. There was a couple of diseases picked up. Eye of greater pinkness and an unknown unknown
It's true. That's what it's called.
Woof disease, some kind of fatigue that seems to be taking over Lyroon. And you rescued some people from the sewers as well. So you rescued about a dozen children. Some were nicer than others. So Michaelo in particular, you were not keen on. He seemed just unimpressed. It took you so long to save him. There was this elven child. I checked. You never actually found out her name. But yeah, she.
No, we did. She was called Adina.
Oh, Adina. Was that it? There you go. Well,
yeah.
I've written, you didn't find out her name. Fine, Adina. Named after the artist, that's what we were doing. Yeah, so it's Adina, with an exceptionally large forehead, who was much more mild-mannered and pleasant, because she was about 60 years old. And
sorry. I wanted to correct that. Turns out elves physically mature at the same rate as humans, but mentally mature at a much slower rate. So you're
the exact opposite of what I'd done.
Yeah. So
we'll just pretend that this elf had some kind of strange disorder that made her grow opposite.
Yeah, I mean,
so she's like 6 physically. Mentally mature for elves.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Does it mean that there are a bunch of elves in their 30s and such, which look quite reputable, and they're complete fuckwits at that point?
Probably teenagers.
Exactly that. I mean that's the case of humans as well. But anyway,
it is.
She was rather thankful, quite polite about it, and actually rewarded Lyroon with a pair of earrings.
Which are being attuned by Lyroon.
Which have incredible cosmic power that I won't reveal what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it in an itty-bitty living space?
Aha! Copyright.
You'll see.
Nope, not the exact quote. Doesn't count. It's not phenomenal enough.
And then you also rescued Danny DeFito. This, I don't know what accent that was. Probably New York. But he'd been trapped down there, and they'd been repeatedly biting him, and he'd been repeatedly removing the curse from himself. And he actually did cast it upon the half-formed rat baby child that you were able to recover from deeper inside the prison cells. So who knows what happened to that. You handed them all off to the guards and took your earnings. You got 100 gold pieces each from the guards. You also picked up a fair amount of loot during your ventures around the sewers, some gold, some bits and bobs. I think where we pretty much left off last time is you arrived at the you didn't go for the Happy Cow, you went for the River Shining.
Lady Luck. Oh no, sorry, the Lady Luck Tavern's where we need to go.
Yeah, Danny DeFito's gone to the Lady Luck after being told he wasn't going to get paid at all because he didn't really do much to help. Yes,
that was my fault.
So the rest of you retired to the River Shining, had a couple of drinks, had some food, and then bedded down for the night. So it's morning time. It's a mostly sunny day. There's a couple of ominous-looking clouds on the horizon that promise that it might not be sunny all day, but for now, it's reasonably sunny. It's sort of arcing through your grimy windows of the River Shining Tavern. Your beds were reasonably comfortable. It's not like feather mattresses or anything. It's somewhere between straw and reeds, but they're comfortable enough. And after such a hard day's slog, particularly in a few of your cases, for the likes of Lyroon and Burrick and Ravenous. Oh, that's interesting.
Hmm?
So
What's that?
my computer decided to start playing that Siamese song with no prompting.
Oh.
Impressive. I think it's also that my phone is like connected to my computer. But anyway, so sun's coming in. Yeah, it had been a long day for Lyroon, Burrick, and Ravenous because they'd gone out pumpkin smashing that morning as well. But you have long rested, so you can now recover all of your various abilities.
Oh, yes.
So for Burrick, that happens on a short rest anyway. But no, there's one. Are there any that recover on a long rest?
I'm pretty sure the saving face is long rest one.
Yeah, exactly. And then for Ravenous, yeah, your eyesight seems to have worsened overnight. The eye of greater pinkness is angry red veins that have started spreading and they're covering most of your eyes now. So you're at a point where you'll be having disadvantage on all perception checks. Which is pretty
The eye
bad.
of grand pinkness.
Yeah. Even greater pinkness. Lyroon, when you wake up, you feel absolutely exhausted. So you actually tossed and turned all night, and when you wake up, there's heavy bags under your eyes. You've actually picked up 1 level of exhaustion.
Nice.
Which is brutal.
Hmm.
So good.
Not good.
But did I complete a long rest?
You did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then he lost 1 level of exhaustion.
No.
I assume you mean that I get the level of exhaustion after my long rest, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, so.
That's
And then yeah, so these diseases were picked up from pooey water essentially, but it seems that you haven't developed any kind of lycanthropy from the rat people. I had
Yet.
yet. I mean, I did check through. Actually, none of the rat people actually bit you, but
I was scratched by the baby, it wasn't a bite though.
yeah, exactly. And potentially some of the rats earlier in the place had bitten you. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, but have we bitten any of the rats?
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, you wake up in the morning. Who do you reckon will be waking up first?
Byron.
Well, Byron isn't technically
Yeah.
asleep, and neither
Yeah.
is Nanto.
Oh yeah, so yeah, tossing and turning in your meditation rather than in your sleep, I should say. It's more just you never got. Do you have? I don't really know what meditation would look like. You just sort of sit in lotus position, but do you go into rapid eye movement?
Let's actually say that because I'm just so exhausted that instead of my normal lotus, I actually collapse. You know, like actually lay down. Ooh.
That's how bad it was. Yeah.
And then Nanto just sat in the corner, but going, "Are you asleep yet? Are you awake?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you asleep yet?"
That's a good point. I think you're
That's
sharing
their source
rooms.
of exhaustion, really.
It's a really good
See,
point.
I
though.
think Lyra and Nanto were sharing a room. I was with Hazer, who is currently hung over because of all the dragon whiskey that we drank, so he's not able to get up in the morning, sadly.
And I
And
think I'm
everyone-
more.
How long have I been muted?
Oh, the
the
entire
entire
time. Yeah.
Oh, son of a...
I did wonder why you were being so quiet.
Okay. Well, that's a couple of zingers you'll never get back.
Oh.
Darn
Been
it.
there, done that.
let down.
All my greatest jokes lost to the void.
You could try repeating them and explaining the punchline.
No, that is the worst. You can never repeat it. It will never be as good as you thought it was.
It's never
Absolutely.
going to be the same.
My favorite explanation was that repeating and explaining a joke is like dissecting a frog. Yes, you know a bit more about it now, but the frog is dead.
The frog is so dead at that point. The frog is gone.
I like that. That's a good way of putting it.
But to reiterate just the most recent thing, yes, indeed, Nanto will be watching over Lyran and wondering why he is not in his normal position. Also, if he's awake.
You awake?
No responses.
No comment. You cannot confirm nor deny.
So, wake up, coming out of your meditation early in the others. And Nanto, do you still require 8 hours for long rest? I don't really know how it works with Warforged.
I don't think so. Let me get the exact ruling for you.
Yeah. It's weird, because like elves, it's this niche thing where it's like you can long rest in effectively half the time that normal people can. But then if Warforged...
Oh, no, I need 6 hours.
Oh, there we go. So Lyroon well and truly is the first to be getting out, moving around. And as I say, there's this sheer fatigue that's washing over you. Yeah, your muscles are aching, considerable bags under your eyes. But...
And a headache. It's like I can hear just everything going on in all the rooms.
Are you hungover or sick?
Yes.
All that wine. You did have. You did have wine.
I did buy a bottle of wine, but I think I said that I only drank some of it. I thought in my head that I only drank some of it.
So you probably
You're both sick and hungover, the worst of all features.
Sick over, and
Sick over.
and then you can smell some of the scents rising up from the kitchen downstairs, and as you say, it feels like you can just hear everything. These sounds of clattering pans and pots downstairs. There's a few muted conversations that you're able to make out as well.
Did you just say pots and pans?
Wow! Did you just say that?
I did indeed.
Rude calling someone out like that. Wow.
No, I believe
so
she's in
loud.
trouble. You don't get to hear the full name all the time.
Oh, you say my full name? Oh shit, I'm in trouble.
And yeah, you can hear some conversations, and it's weird. You really shouldn't be able to make out these conversations, but yeah. Downstairs you can hear the bartender talking with the barmaid. They're discussing about how sales were pretty good last night, a little too good perhaps. And it's like really mundane conversations. He's thinking about potentially adding a little bit of water to the beer, which is slightly naughty of him, but mostly he's just trying to make sure there's enough to actually go around, and one or two people got way too drunk, so he's going to definitely water down their beer. And it's those kinds of just mundane conversations of running a tavern that are transpiring, but you can hear all of it almost perfectly, which is quite irritating, and only makes
It's too late.
It's too late. I want to see everything.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Isn't that like illegal? Like very
Yes.
illegal?
It is.
I mean, depends where you are. This is it's not like Foster's are going to turn up and say you're mis-selling our product. It's probably beer that's actually made by them.
Fair.
So you're up first. You can smell mostly it's greasy meat smells rising up from the kitchens. Bacon, sausages.
My favorite.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite. It's only magnifying your nausea. But there's an.
I did say there was a vegetarian option for Lyran, though.
Can I help cook?
No.
You're still in powered down state for now. So Lyroon, how do you spend these first 2 hours before Nanto wakes up or reboots? I asked at the exact wrong moment, didn't I?
That last bit of taco that is too small for 2 bites,
Yeah.
but too big for 1 bite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Being so exhausted, I'm gonna go back to sleep for 2 hours.
That makes life easier. So you bet your head back
It also
down.
sounds like a very reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, and it's almost, your head touches the pillow and snap immediately. It's like a second has passed, but 2 more hours passed, and Nanto's waking up. Nanto, what do you do as soon as you have rebooted?
Probably making some kind of jingle like da-da-da-da-da-da, all ready for the day, and then standing up, and I immediately want to go down and cook breakfast for everybody.
Excellent. I almost envision the Windows booting up sound.
Which version? Because
Yeah, the
that
98.
is important.
Except it's done by someone who's just like a cappella it. It's not like the actual sound. He's actually singing it.
You just go da 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 da.
Dun, 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 dun.
So perfect. So waking up, boosting up, and Nanto immediately gets up and clanks his way out of the room to go downstairs. So you just gonna walk your way into the kitchen? How are you doing this?
Oh yeah, just straight up going down to the kitchen.
Yeah, brilliant. So you open the door and give me a perception check, actually, Nanto.
Oh, wonderful.
First roll of the night.
I'm so good at those things. You know, I'm really good at those.
I mean, better at those than dexterity. Oh.
7.
Terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a kitchen. It's a
Fucking
tavern
really
kitchen,
good at
so it's not exactly in the most clean state that you might expect. Like a health inspector probably wouldn't be overly impressed. There's a decent amount of grease. The floor has just got a slight slipperiness as you take each step. But you don't notice much more interesting than that. Inside, there are 2 people. There is a cook and sort of a helper. So the cook's this portly man. He's got tattoos all the way down his arms and a long black thick slug of a moustache across his upper lip, and he looks over and just tilts his head a bit. Can I help you?
Oh, I'm here to cook. It's breakfast time after all.
And he's got a spatula in hand. He just sort of looks at it and then looks back to you. I mean, that's my job, but
I can help.
how? And he sort of squints a bit and how good are you at cooking though?
Oh,
I am
no.
an excellent cook. I know hundreds of recipes by memory.
Is that a deception check?
Yeah, exactly. Is it if you genuinely believe it, persuasion?
That is a persuasion. He genuinely knows hundreds of recipes. Does he have the taste buds to execute them or know if he's doing them right? No, of
No.
course not.
Yeah, so
But he knows
he
them.
believes that he's the best.
And he believes, he believes.
Unfortunately, most of your recipes add salt to taste.
My God.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, there
again,
we go.
he's got intellect. He knows the recipes. He just do they taste good? He doesn't know. But this is a recipe, so he uses it.
Oh, brilliant. So, and with a persuasion check of 20, yeah, that's definitely going to convince him. So he's like, gives a slight shrug, like, all right, have at it. I mean, yeah, I'll take a load off. And he just just steps back and gestures to the sausages and bacon and hash browns that are already sizzling away. Have you got anything in mind you want to cook? It looks like there's a few supplies around.
I was gonna say, what kind of kitchen we got here? Because I'm looking to make, like, if I can, I'm just like, you know what? Let's do a little, like a classic English breakfast here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's me DMing, so yeah, English breakfast is definitely going to be feasible. You probably haven't ever heard of Weatherspoons. It's a chain of pubs in the UK that's notorious for sort of cheap, greasy breakfasts. So let me just get their menu up.
Bring up their menu.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, but I think it's a part of education I'm missing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
My favorite thing is that in all of my homebrew games, I always have a restaurant called Denny's, which exactly has the Denny's menu.
I mean, why not? There we go. Right.
I always have I love off-brands like Danny's because have you ever heard of? I mean, you've heard of Waffle House, but have you heard of Pancake Establishment?
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
my favourite of that so far I've done is Gnome Depot.
Gnome Depot is probably the best.
Oh,
That's
that's good.
I can't fight Gnome Depot.
If you ever visit Peshtinar again, it's located there. Yeah, there's eggs, there's bacon, sausages, baked beans, hash browns, mushrooms, tomatoes, bread, butter, but it looks like it's quite melted. Maybe it's been left out a little bit too long. And the stuff to make pancakes as well.
God, now you're making me hungry.
Fantastic. I would definitely like to make some pancakes.
All right, so give me a whatever it was for cooking. I can't remember now.
I would be using int
Yeah.
strictly because this is all by recipe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How do I do an int check with proficiency?
Please do a good roll. Please do a good roll.
Yeah, if you just do, int check and then plus, I think, would it be 2?
2 right now?
Yeah, I think
2, yeah.
And then is that dash B plus 2?
Dash
Yes.
B plus 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Otherwise, it's whatever it is, plus 2.
Oh.
It's every time you cook, man.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's one of those wonderful cases when dice are aligning to the story.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yep.
One day you'll actually cook something great, and the party's just going to refuse to eat it because they're going to assume it's awful.
Yep.
So at 9, now you know what you're cooking is not exactly high technical difficulties. It's more just the ratios and ingredients. You just got ever so slightly off, despite mechanical accuracy. So it's in this case with the pancakes, you just added a little bit too much baking soda, and so what should have been a sweet, delightful treat has come out rather bitter. Slightly soapy taste, but with sufficient other ingredients added like maple syrup and meat and potatoes, people could probably just about get away with eating them.
Hold on. Meat and potatoes in pancakes?
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. It
It's a
confuses.
wonderful full-on breakfast.
It's best I don't comment on that one.
I mean,
I think we established earlier today that I don't quite agree with all points of English cuisine.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Hey, Natchurch, I actually have a picture that I took like 2 weeks ago of a breakfast.
Is this when you went to Waffle House?
It's exactly what I went to Waffle House. This is perfect timing. And not perfect timing, it's good timing.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Well, while he prepares this, I will add, of course, Nanto in his infinite wisdom knows that people like things to taste good. You know what people like eating? People liked eating meat. So, I would like to cast Prestidigitation and make the pancakes taste like bacon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's an improvement on the bitter pancakes. I've had Sammy and Ravenous and I have actually had bitter pancakes once when we went on a honeymoon.
I made them wrong, and I'm sorry. I was drunk, and I was like, I know, I'm going to make cake batter for tomorrow. And then, like, throw a hell of a lot of baking soda in there for some reason, and it was awful.
So, yeah, I mean, that works. That's exactly how prestidigitation works. So you can, with a wave of your robotic fingers, how would it look? Is there an effect?
I'd like to imagine that he holds out a, like, an ethereal salt shaker and, like seasons it.
Yeah, and this sort of bacon flavouring dust just rains down. And they look exactly the same. There's no visible change, but they're going to taste exactly like bacon now.
The other stuff, the hash browns and the stuff, it's not strictly his cooking. He respects the chef. He would simply watch them and like stir them as needed with his telekinesis. So an unseen mage hand.
And you can see he's like, initially he was just content to just sit back and sort of doze. When he catches out the corner of his eye, a sausage just raise up into the air and turn itself over and then fall back down. He decides to keep a much closer eye on what's going on.
Like I like to imagine there's like a spatula that just starts stirring the hash browns himself.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Harry Potter, the Weasley's house, where everything's sort of self-stirring.
Like that.
Yeah, nice. The kitchen helper is this scrawny-looking child. Vague resemblance to the father. Obviously, he hasn't got the slug moustache.
I was hoping he did.
But you do see the start of one. It's like the patchy bum fluff version of one that young teenagers have. So it's
one of my friends had that to the point. He was proud of it. None of the rest has managed to convince him otherwise.
I mean, even today, my moustache still doesn't properly grow. It's just a big gap in the middle. But I'd much rather that than the other way around. So, he's the scrawny boy is just watching on like, he's watching his sausages rotate and a spatula size. He's like, and the older chef, he's like starts nodding. I can see why you're a good chef. All right, you do a lot with that.
Nanto is just humming like.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you.
It's just
the whole time.
Just sizzle noises that keep coming out, accompanying it. Now I don't think I've. I was going to say I don't think I've got like a nice cooking sizzle noise from Syrinscape, which is disappointing.
Syrinscape, listen.
We trusted you.
I know we asked for a sponsorship, but I don't think that's in the books unless we can get a sausage sizzle sound. That's going to be a deal breaker.
We'll make do with a fire spell. There we go. Yeah, that was a sizzle at the end. So
it does sizzle at the end. Yeah, so Nanto gets a fireball into the kitchen. They're all cooked.
And so soon enough, you have a platter ready of the sausages, bacon, hashed potatoes, and pancakes, bacon-flavored pancakes. Like Adventure Time, making bacon pancakes. Ready.
I only know that from the meme. I haven't seen Adventure Time.
Big fan. So
it's not a half-bad show, honestly.
Yeah. And I think we'll just fast forward to when everyone's waking up. So. Ravenous, Burke, I think. Well, Hayes is in his bed, so he's not moving for now. He seems quite hungover. Just all you can hear when
not even breathing.
All you hear from him is just this sort of groan when you try to wake him up.
Breakfast.
Yeah. He's like, I'll get up later.
Okay, I'll just leave this here.
Yeah, so you just leave a few of the bacon pancakes with him. The rest of you, so Nanto, are you delivering these to people's rooms?
Oh, I'm delivering this.
Yeah, good. Oh. All right, so Burke, how do you react? There's presumably a knock at the door, Nanto. How do you do this?
Presumably, I wouldn't presume with Nanto. Do you knock?
There's definitely that door is getting kicked open if it's not locked.
How serious you are about that one? So you've got a plate, you're entering, the door is closed, there doesn't seem to be much sound inside rather. Are you knocking on it, just opening it?
Oh no, just opening the door and just
it's
breakfast!
It's locked from inside.
Oh. Still just going to yell then. Just breakfast!
Yeah, in that case you will hear a grunt inside. Nanto, is that, what did you say?
I said breakfast.
Oh, give me a moment, and then
I'll
you
leave
can
it
just.
At your door. I have deliveries to make. I just leave the plate on the floor.
Love it. Yeah, about a minute later, the door would open. Unfortunately, the doors open outwards.
No, my work.
No, I think most of it would stay intact, but there's definitely a grunt of surprise as you start opening the door. And the first thing you hear is clank. You just and then a very slow scrape across the floor as Brooke pushes open the door enough to collect the plate.
He's got quite a lot of bulk to him, so he has to open it fairly far. You just see this sort of head poke out, just look around, and then like hand reach. Do you take it back into your room?
I would be taking it back, yeah.
Yeah. So just this red hand reaches out, picks up the plate, and he just takes it back into the room with him. Meanwhile, you've made your way over to Ravenous and Hayes' room. So Hayes seems incapable.
Same thing.
Yeah. Is your door locked, Ravenous?
No.
Yeah. So you can just burst in.
Yeah, that door's just open. Breakfast.
Eldritch Blast.
I'm just like, I just sort of crouched beside Hazer, poking him, trying to wake him up, and then like you burst in. I'm like, do I smell pancakes?
Yes.
No, do you smell bacon? That's the question.
Oh no, they taste like pancakes. They taste like bacon, smell like pancakes.
Wait, does it really work that way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can taste or I can flavor or make something smell. They are
That
separate.
is amazing.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I believe you can have three separate.
3.
Yeah.
So you could do.
So you could do both.
I could, but I won't because Nanto doesn't smell, but he knows that people taste.
Oh, Nanto does smell. He just doesn't know it.
In which case, Burke and Ravenous, give me perception checks. Or should I say smellception checks?
Smellception.
21.
You always roll really well on weird things, Burke. Both of you rolled amazing on this. So you both immediately like, something smells a bit strange about these pancakes. Like something's not quite right in the recipe.
I think I would have just made that assumption anyways. Just knowing that it's a plate delivered by Nanto, personally.
Yeah. But you know,
Ravenous doesn't really mind. It's food.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
So breakfast just comes charging in. You've reacted like, excitedly. Presumably collect your plate and
I grab my plate and then like take Hazer's, kind of look back at him unconsciously on the bed and kind of go, he's not gonna eat that. So I take both plates and walk downstairs with them.
Excellent. So you just happily just marching out.
Yeah.
With
Would you
them.
say that your character is ravenous at the moment?
Perhaps.
Excellent. So that just leaves one member of the party. Lyroon. So Nanto, your room, you're the one who left it, so it'll be doors open.
Yep.
Yeah.
The door is being kicked in. Breakfast!
And just oh god, you don't have to be that loud, buddy. Thank you though.
Here's yours. And I just put it like in front of your face.
Dad, pick it up. So what is on the plate?
Yeah, that's a good point. What is on the plate that you prepared?
Hey, wasn't it like, wow, I don't know, some meat on there? I believe there was like sausage, hash browns, and pancakes that taste like bacon.
Was it sausage hash browns or sausage comma hash browns?
Sausage comma hash browns.
Yeah.
Great. I will happily eat the hash browns and let actually I try the pancakes first and
Would you know what bacon tastes like?
that's what I'm trying to think.
The issue I know that there are more than a few stories of vegetarians asking, this meal is so amazing, what did you put into it? And the answer is some kind of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I mean, because
Yeah. So I want to ask these pancakes taste rather. What did you put in them?
Oh, well, the standard recipe, but then I added my secret touch.
Your secret touch?
He just leans in and is like, I used magic to make them taste like bacon. Humans love bacon.
Oh, there's that the look of revulsion, like turning green, and the looking for like a trash can to puke into.
Oh god.
They're not meat based.
Yeah, I was about to ask if Lyroon is vegetarian based on beliefs of not killing animals. Magic top bacon should be just fine, shouldn't it?
We can discuss the
moralities.
the morality and philosophy of vegetarianism after
What?
vomiting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
That's me.
That was Ravenous's reaction. Which is actually off a Katy Perry song, if you believe it.
What?
Yeah.
So
I
really
don't-
video.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. She did like a whole music video. It's basically like a D&D episode. So,
To be fair, I haven't watched a lot of Katy Perry.
no,
That is fair.
you've missed out. Fireworks, great. Ravenous makes her way downstairs. Lyroon's busy throwing up. Nanto, how do you react when Ravenous us throwing up your pancakes?
More kind of just like blinking and just, that's not the way food is supposed to go.
Let's get in, not out.
You're doing wrong.
How certain are you about that?
60% sure.
You
Yeah.
must really be sick. Oh no. We'll have to find some way to get you better, else you'll never eat again.
I appreciate the concern, Nanto.
Do you breathe?
Don't worry. I'm on it. I'll go find a doctor. And Nanto's just going to go.
Just leaves with no intention to do so. Do you attempt the hash browns?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're normal. They're absolutely
Greasy
After Nanto's away.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a good point. So the chef has made no attempt to like do food separation. So there is meat grease on the outside.
My friend doesn't know won't hurt him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not exactly obvious.
It's a psychological thing. Once you tell them, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, okay, it's absolutely fine then. So they just seem like really tasty hash browns. Particularly after the vom. Burek presumably just sits in his room just wolfing down the food.
Yeah, I'm definitely going through it. Well, on the pancakes, I would, for most of the food, I would start by trying it a little. I've definitely paused on tasting the pancake, but as strange as that combination is, it's better than what we've had recently.
Pancakes
So
good.
I think I would be going through that plate without much problems.
Yeah, pancakes good, bacon good, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then Ravenous, you've made your way downstairs. You've got both Hazer and your plates in hand. I assume you just tuck in.
Yeah, I just sit down at one of the tables and just with a fork in each hand, just kind of like take a bit from each plate. I'm just consistently doing this with no breaks.
So by the time
I'm loving the imagery.
so by the time you come downstairs, Nanto, you can see that she's made her way through a lot of the plates, and you can see there's this slight bulge to her belly from just the sheer quantity. It's like 2 breakfasts that have been eaten simultaneously. But she seems to have had no problem. How did you react to the bacon pancakes, Ravenous?
I was like, these don't taste like normal pancakes, but they taste great.
Yeah, just gobbling down. So yeah, one happy customer.
1.5, let's say.
1.5, yeah. Burek's reasonably happy. So after a while, yeah, Burek comes down, Lyroon comes down. So you're all down in the tavern. And yeah, as I say, it's a new day.
Yep.
Burek
And surprisingly, by that time, Burg is already in his usual armor.
Yeah,
So you can hear him before you can see him coming down.
So
I need to get cutlery ready, so whenever you say you're walking, I can just be like...
So with every step, there's just this jingle as he makes his way down the steps of all the various accoutrements.
Nanto would announce, just, everyone, I have grave news.
What is it?
What did you do this time?
Lyroon is very sick. He couldn't even eat the pancakes I made.
The pancakes that tasted like bacon. Yes, you can have them, Ravenous. There's like an exasperated sigh of...
We need to find a doctor immediately, or else he'll never eat again.
Nanto,
Hmm?
you do remember that Lyroon does not like meat, right?
What? But it's a pancake.
But it tastes like bacon, doesn't it?
She just kind of blinks, just... Does that matter?
It does.
Oh. Oh, poppycock. I must have... That's a bit of a snafu then, isn't it?
Happens to the best of us.
His loss, my gain.
Oh, I could change them for you. Would that help?
These hash browns are actually quite delicious. No, I think I'm good.
Also, the pancakes are gone.
I think you're offering that just as there is about 1.5 pancakes left.
Like one little bit left, like I'm like...
Yeah, she just sunk one tooth into it.
Next time I'll have to make it taste like something better, like cheese.
Jokes aside, I could see that going well.
Cheesy pancakes. I mean, pancakes are a type of bread. I mean,
I'm getting so many ideas.
Yeah.
People like...
I mean, much like there are many dessert types of paninis and such, you can also make them savory. And in fact, one of the ways I've used to eat them was, there's a bit of sausage or some other meat, a bit of cheese. It becomes a decent savory dish for lunch.
Fair enough.
What about fish?
God,
You're pushing
I'm gonna
it.
go to Lou, one sec.
I'm just about to go.
But
Oh,
I do not partake in fish. Thank you very much.
I'll stick to cheese
not a
then.
pescatarian then.
I have never understood. No offense to any pescatarian, but I've just never understood that. Why do fish just like stop? Nah, they're not animals. What are you talking about? Of course they're animals. Nah,
because they're not. I don't know. I literally don't know.
exactly.
I'm pescatarian, but I don't know the reasoning.
If I understand right, there is one side that's, well, the texture is a bit different, but another more interesting side might be that pescatarian more aligns with how religious beliefs went, at least in Christian countries. There
Fair
might be
enough.
a tiny bit of that, which is very awkward considering that I think it was in England even that beavers were classified as fish for fasting purposes.
Jesus, what kind of fish look like beavers? Jesus.
No, I mean you can
No,
find
I
them in a
know.
river. You catch them in a river. They taste about the same. They've got long tails. They swim well. Must be a fish.
Exactly.
Right?
So if a person swam particularly very well, do they count as a fish? Like, stupid.
Only if they have a long tail.
Only if there is a lot of hungry peasants petitioning for it.
Fair enough.
Here's a much
Tail
better
size
thought.
is very important.
Here's a much better thought. All right, the coconuts have hair and have
Oh,
milk
no,
inside
I know
them.
that.
No,
Do they?
no,
Are they mammals?
No,
Yes.
oh god.
What?
I think there's.
Explain when I go to the bathroom.
Do they give live birth? Technically, they do.
They do.
Who?
It's not good. So, your opinion on coconuts? They're hairy. They have milk. They produce milk. They give live birth. Are coconut mammals?
No.
They can't. Don't have a mouth.
Since when is a mouth a requirement to be a mammal?
Name a mammal without a mouth.
Coconuts.
A traditional mammal.
Traditional coconuts.
I cannot stand coconuts. On a honeymoon, we ordered. I really like my rum cocktail, so we ordered pina coladas at one fancy hotel, and then it came in a coconut, and they put a load of coconut milk in it. It just tasted like wood shavings.
Huh, interesting. Because
well, I don't think that's a good coconut.
So I personally love coconut milk in one very specific instance. As a basis for a curry sauce, it's just so amazing.
I've never had that, to be fair, but I'd be too scared it would ruin the curry.
And it's just like you cook the chicken as usual, and you just put a lot of coconut milk on it with the curry spices. It's divine.
Divine.
Take notes, Nanto. So, you've had your breakfasts. As I say, it's a relatively grimy day. It's a relatively bright day, but you can see there's a few clouds on the horizon off in the distance, promising worse weather in the afternoon. There's a barman in the Riverside. It's a different one from the one you saw last night. This seems to be the one who does the early, sort of the morning shift. It's a reedy looking fellow with a pencil moustache and sort of stringy, greasy, dirty blonde hair. Quite gaunt looking features, and he's just sort of watching you, not really making any effort to interact, just watching you, sort of leaning over the bar. And yeah,
You were kind of strange, so.
Yeah, you're worth watching. You're good people watching. And yeah, so you still got your diseases for now. But so you would recall that Hazer had offered to take care of those after he had rested up.
Ah, yes.
And yeah, what's next?
We need to go talk to the Baroness, whatever her name was.
Yep.
When? Oh wait, Duchess. Morn.
We will need, but first, if I can take a minute, we have gathered a lot of things over yesterday's adventure. I think we need to dispose of some of them. And just shrugs, leans down a little quietly. Someone picked up wizard clothing. We need to burn this.
But that's Nanto's wizard stuff.
This new clothes.
Yeah, we need to burn him. Of course.
The one thing I do want to know: have we identified? Because I know we have a lot of loot. Anything is magical here?
Yeah. So the earrings.
Yeah, I think it's Victoria.
Yeah, it was the earrings, but what about the wizard staff?
No magic whatsoever. It's just a staff that looks like a wizard staff.
So the wizard staff. As I say, it was it's like a twisting, winding piece of wood that came up into like a claw made out of wood wrapped around a crystal. Very minor magics you're able to detect from it. More like the level of an arcane focus than a proper item. Boulder Dash.
And the robes, I assume, are Archmage's robes.
Of course, legendary artifacts.
Yeah.
No, it's just Archmage's garments. The ones he tends to wear on Tuesdays, more specifically.
That's the one he wears on Tuesdays.
Archmage's pajamas.
The day you have looted my clothing was the greatest day of all your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
Such a good line. Not gonna lie.
I think it's definitely some game I played. Yeah, where you had to, if you had the wizard's clothes, you could get inside the house without all his imps attacking you and such. So they can have relevance outside of being magical. But no, so none of them seem overtly magical. Yeah, you do get a faint essence from the staff, from it just being the focus, an arcane focus. So there'll be a value of that beyond just a piece of wood.
What about the shiny necklace? Is that just a shiny necklace?
Yeah, so the necklace does seem, it's got gold. It's made of gold, so if nothing else, it could be melted down for a reasonable value.
Wait, so it doesn't have any shinies on it?
Let me just refer to my notes. Do you recall who the shiny necklace was from?
Cagebeard.
Yeah.
It was Cagebeard's necklace. Yes, that's the one. So in fact, if I...
That's what Cagebeard looked like. He was an anime girl.
Yep, anime girl.
Yeah, so it's just solid gold with a nice pattern on it. It is shiny in that it's reflective.
It's not shiny.
But you don't see gems embedded in it.
I like your definition of shiny. It's a strange definition. It's...
No, I think it's a very D&D appropriate definition.
only gems that Revenant Syndrome. No, there's no gems embedded into it. But
the gold's not shiny enough.
It's just like you can't really call a trip an adventure if you didn't kill anything on the way. It's just one of those definitions that just makes sense.
Actually,
in which case, Ravenous isn't actually that she doesn't really care about any of it in that case. So let's just sell it all and get all the money.
Down for... Go on.
I was gonna ask, did everyone add the 117 gold that we already alluded to their sheets?
Not yet. I was thinking that we're going to split the loot and then...
117?
Yeah, we got 100 from the guards, and then we got 85 from looting their corpses that was then split with 5.
Okay, right.
Specifically the rats and thugs corpses rather than the guards' corpses.
I have added that.
So I've got a strange suggestion. What if we read through the list and we say the item and check if anyone objects to that thing being sold? Just to see if there is anything that we want to keep from this.
Sure.
Yeah. So with the robes, Nanto, you were interested, right?
I mean, if they're pretty.
Are they pretty?
Wow.
Pretty.
Are they pretty after what we've done to that poor guy?
So the wizard robes, I think, was something that you'd recovered.
They were up at the north.
Oh yes, good call.
So there was about 3 sizable blood stains on them. There's like 1 gash across them. They are azure coloured, so sort of bright blue, and speckled with stars and moons. It's like the very quintessential wizard's robes. If you imagine Sterling.
No.
Sterling's robes.
If it was like plain azure, that'd be great. The stars, not his style.
Here you go. So they're for sale. But they would count as fine clothes.
Yeah, it's fair. Then we've got studded leather.
Sell.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've already got fine clothes, so we're good there.
Wizard staff. Sell.
I don't think anyone's going to use it, so yeah.
Nah, because I can't really I mean, I've already got a nice little stick.
A scale mail. I'm just quickly checking.
I have
Otherwise, but I think so.
studded leather at the minute. Is scale mail better?
I don't think you'd be able to wear it. It requires proficiency
It's
in
medium,
medium armor.
but so is studded leather, I think. Or no,
No,
wait.
it's stud leather's light.
Okay, so scale mail. It's not as good as what I've got. Let alone it looks a lot worse. Not worth the investment of fitting it to me. So.
Cool.
I'm good.
Longbow, if you would.
Longbow, Lyroon will keep because turns out I'm proficient with those.
Good. As all of elves are, yeah.
So useful trait. That elves get a lot of perks.
Sewer keys. I think I would hold on to those.
You definitely hold on to them.
Keys.
I mean, among other things, it would be terrible to sell them. 85 gold. We are selling that for sure.
What? No. Obviously, gold sells for a 1-to-1 ratio. Obviously.
No,
You sell the gold.
I mean, you don't know how exchange works. You put 85 gold, you receive 840 silver. You take it back, you receive 83 gold. Anyways, that stays 2 clubs.
Oh. No.
Mace.
No.
A lot of leather armor. 3 sets.
No.
Crimson cloaks.
That's an interesting question because we definitely can't keep them because I don't want to be like accosted by the guards of having slaver/werewolf, were-rat cloaks.
We could dye them.
I think I would keep them for another purpose, but we'll get to that really quickly. But I think there might be value in them still.
Okay.
But I don't think we should sell them. I also don't think we should keep them. But
I think we should keep them, at least one of them. But yeah, let's get to that. 10 days worth of rations.
These are sewer rations.
Yeah.
I'll have them.
Fair enough.
Just to add to my pink, I'll just get GI infection as well.
The Copecious. I'm frankly interested in one of them. I don't think I would be using both, but one? Why not?
I'm definitely not going to use them.
Okay. Component pouch. Into the sewers.
I thought the component pouch is quite a good thing to sell.
It might fetch a little bit of coin.
Yeah.
It's a strange item, but... Shiny necklace. We're keeping that, from what I've heard.
But it's not...
It's just gold. We can sell it.
It's not shiny enough, understandable.
No. And the hoop earrings, same thing. Not shiny enough. There's no gems on them. I don't care.
But the hoop earrings were magical, right?
No, those are the earrings from the elf girl that Lyroon's been attuning.
Oh, so the elf girl's earrings are different than these earrings.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. The hoop earrings were from Cagebeard. You wouldn't remember him because you weren't there.
I was gonna say. Oh wow! I wonder why I don't remember it.
Don't worry.
Then we've got parchment with instructions, which is a story in itself. So
obviously, we're going to sell it without reading it.
No,
it's too late. Yesterday, before that, I did have a read through, which did reveal some quite interesting things. Notably, that there is someone supporting the Crimson Cloaks in the city, and they left instructions to get some more information. So if the guards send any adventurers after you, it said, corrupt one and kill the rest immediately, particularly if they have passed the forge. So I have my suspicions about Danny DeVito, despite all his insistence that he wasn't converted to a were-rat. I would keep tabs on him.
We're going to meet him today anyway. I think, Baruch, you said you were going to meet him to give his share.
That is true.
Yep. He did say share.
Yeah.
And another thing is...
Are you explaining the note to us, though?
I'm paraphrasing the bits that Burke would have found interesting. And another point is that they said that we will send an agent to collect and reward at the Harvest Close Festival, which, just in case, that Gobbler, when would that be? would we know about that festival to begin with?
Yeah, you'd have seen one or two people mentioning it because you've been around in town for a few days anyway. It's going to be in 2 days.
Ah, amazing. And the way they said to send someone to guess the mimic stall at noon and have him insist that none of these are mimics. She will reveal himself to you and make the exchange. So if we keep at least one of the Crimson Cloaks, I believe we can catch the person red-handed.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
In either case, that I think takes care of the note and the cloaks, at least one of them. Then we've got earrings from Elf Girl, which we are definitely keeping.
100%.
Which Lyroon is currently wearing.
Yes.
Perfect. And then we have 100 gold each, which obviously we're selling.
We're selling the gold.
Half price.
Yes. 1 gold for 1 gold.
Just walk into like a pawn shop. I'd like to sell this money.
I mean,
It's cut him.
add that I can't believe in Nanto saying it.
I'd like to sell some money, please.
I flavored it like bacon.
Also, just
Oh my
to check,
God.
not Gauntlet, is it a short sword, technically?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
gonna-
The
I'd like to
capacious.
sell some money. I made it myself. So it's counterfeit. Oh no, it's homemade.
That has only one way to go.
Sir,
He'd
you
be
are
very
under
proud.
arrest for counterfeiting money. Oh, would this change your mind? Slides him a $37 bill.
Love it.
So you were selling one of the Kapeshis, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when you go to sell all that, I'll let you know what money you get. But I've worked it all out as you went,
Nice.
which is good. It's the advantage of you all going through it one by one. It means I can add up the numbers one by one.
Perfect.
Always happy to be of service.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll
You
be.
could be adding them 2 by 2.
The way I envisage you basically done that is, I imagine it's probably Burritt carrying most of the gear because he's the one who can carry it.
Yeah,
because of strength.
because
He's got the carrying capacity. So he basically took a sack and just upended it onto the table, and it's just all this Kapeshis and leather armor outfits and mace and wizard's robes and stuff. Well, no, probably he didn't have the wizard robe and stuff, but scale mail is just clanking onto it. Yeah, and you've just gone through it, yes, no, and you've now got a decent pile of gear that you're going to be taking to the shops, and Lyroon's now got a longbow. No arrows yet, but a longbow.
This is a longbow specifically enchanted, so you don't have to worry about ammunition.
Suffice to say, once you bought ammo once, you won't have to again.
Thank you. I actually appreciate that.
Perfect.
So, what next?
I think we're... So I did promise to meet up with Danny DeFito at lunchtime, but until then, I think it would be wise to just offload all of this stuff, see what we can get for it. It is an adventurer's town after all. Plenty of people should be interested in these.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to get your diseases cured before you go?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was very intent on finding a doctor for Lyroon.
So, hopping upstairs back to Hazer and Ravenous' room, you're able to jostle him just enough for him to and he just holds out a hand, and the sort of mushrooms start creeping up out of his skin, just like poking out and plopping, and then the spores wash outwards towards Lyroon and Ravenous, start settling over them, and immediately a measure of the fatigue you can feel Lyroon washes away, and Ravenous similarly you can see the eyes, they're not
I feel so much better.
yeah, they're not immediately clearing, but the irritation is going down quite a bit, and we'll check back on that later on. But suffice it to say, he's cast restoration, lesser restoration, you both, which has removed the disease. So you set out.
I'm so glad we didn't have to amputate.
My eyes?
Melon scooper.
That's what doctors do when they're really sick, right?
Don't be absurd. You amputate limbs, all right? Off the head. It's the best. Sorry.
I think it's called an enucleation when you take an eye.
Ooh.
Oh,
Good vet knowledge.
fancy word.
How many eyes have you taken?
How many eyes have you taken?
I think about.
Well, I have 3 in this jar.
I collect them.
Every vet is judged by the number of eyes taken.
Yeah, I mean, it does say eye for an eye.
It does. It does.
So,
Well, how about we head off to Victoria's and the
Blacksmith.
what's it called? Blacksmith. There you go. That's the word I was looking
Does
for.
the blacksmith have a name?
Mr. Blacksmith.
it's Mr.
Smith
Smith.
or blacksmith?
Smith the Blacksmith.
Mr. Professor Sir Blacksmith.
So the name of the store, it just says Blacksmith over the top. So it's quite straightforward. You never asked his name, so you don't know his name.
It's Smith.
It's Smith.
Agent Smith.
Blacksmith.
My name is Smith Black.
The Blacksmith.
Amazing.
So which are you going to first? Magic shop or blacksmith?
I think we're splitting as is tradition.
Yeah, Burrock will not be going into the magic shop, and then I'll go with Burrock because I will be too distracted by things I want to take from.
Not until we'll go to the
Victoria's
magic shop.
secret.
Okay. Lyroon, magic shop or blacksmith?
Magic.
Cool. Okay, and I presume Burrock's still carrying all the gear because it's heavy, so you're probably going to sell all that to the blacksmith. Okay, so this time round we'll start with the magic shop and then we'll do blacksmith afterwards.
Even this time, that's what you did last time.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This time we'll start with the blacksmith then. Okay.
No, I was about to think, and this
Like,
time we're doing it exactly the same as the previous time.
Yeah.
And leaving nature.
Second verse, same as the first.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, that's coming through loud. Let me turn that down.
Ding, ding.
So here we go, Syrinscape. Epic games need epic sounds. So we're making our way over to the blacksmith.
Just give them the tagline.
That's what they told me to do. Yeah, I sent them an email and they said I had to do that.
I actually missed it. What'd you say?
Because epic games need epic sounds.
Ah.
It's nice and cheesy.
Now let me tell you about Raid Shadow Legends.
But before we continue, have you guys heard of this amazing new service for keeping your connections private?
Oh my god, NordVPN.
NordVPN?
No, I saw a good one the other day, Gamer Gunk.
Oh.
Which is to clean out all the gunk that gets onto your stuff from like eating Doritos and then handling your controllers. It's just cleaning.
To be honest, I've had something very similar, which is supposed to be basically a putty that you use on your keyboard and it collects all the mess. Doesn't work one bit. Not worth it.
I mean, I used the can of compressed air today, and it was great.
Yeah, I have a can, and that works.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest thing is the best.
Exactly. So you make your way over to the blacksmith, and once again you see the same fellow there. He's got his broad. Well, it's quite interesting actually. His left arm is a relatively normal size, but his right arm is just absolutely hench, and you can see why. It's just because he's just always hammering away with that one arm. So he's kind of
Yeah, that's why one arm's big.
Yeah, that's why. So he's quite lopsided, and as before, Burrock sees there's this rather fancy looking sword on the wall, almost tantalising. For the fighter, as well as all this standard stuff of there is a suit of plate metal armor hanging on a mannequin over in the corner, and all the various longbows, short swords, rapiers, all the rest of the weapons that you might desire, all the common weapons anyway. Right, make your entrance.
And what an entrance it was! Just to know. We approach the door. I suppose it's mostly closed, given that there's no real reason to keep the door open. And just here.
Yeah. I'm just finding the metal. Yeah, metalwork. Stop. So yeah, you hear the hammering just suddenly cease, and you come on in. It's open.
Yep, I think we would be doing just that. With quite a bit of noise given all the equipment and armor and on top of everything that Burrock is ordinarily carrying with him.
Yeah, so it sounds like about 3 cups of cutlery all shaking in unison, but out of time with one another.
I mean, it's not as bad given that I suppose that other armors do muffle it a little, but it's still it's a struggle to get in through the door.
Yeah. So as you come in, it's just one of the axe handles just sticks a bit, and you have to sort of turn sideways to get through the door.
Yep.
Ravenous, you're just following on behind her, presumably.
Walk in, no problem. No issues there.
Yeah, no issues. Just walk in the ceiling. So you can see it's
Hello.
the same fellow before.
Hello again, sir. We've got something we'd like to get rid of. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's see what you got.
Which items do we take? Is it just the weapons and then maybe the gold and stuff, or?
Not the gold, most likely, but that will involve the clubs, mace, one of the capacious, leather armor. I think that's most of it. Studded leather and scale mail as well.
Lyra definitely asked for you to pick him up some arrows.
Not an issue.
Yeah. And so so hang on, let me just grab all that. So it's the scale mail, club, mace, leather, capash.
There's two clubs.
Yeah, two clubs.
And that's one studded and 3 plain leathers.
And one scale.
Ooh, I missed the studded. So that's cool. And he starts looking over, picking up each item, and wrinkles his nose a bit at more than one because they have been in the sewer for a fair while.
Burke just shrugs and briefly explains that, yeah, we found some criminals in the sewers. I know it's not the best of shapes, but with a little mending, it could be useful for someone.
Yeah, he sort of strokes his chin and goes, yeah, and maybe some boiling water. Yeah, you've been busy. You've been in town all of what, a day?
A couple of weeks, actually.
Ooh. Well, I haven't seen you.
Well, I've been here a day.
Well, true. To be fair, yesterday's been a week in itself, wasn't it?
Right. Adventure life, eh? Well,
yeah.
I think I could do you 70 gold for the lot.
70 gold? I would just throw a surprised glance at Ravenous. I mean, that's more than I anticipated, frankly.
I don't know. Ravenous gets out a dagger. It's gonna be intimidation, by the way. Gets out a dagger and starts picking under her nails and with the dagger and going, I don't know. I think you could maybe do a little better.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
I'm not pleased with that way of going.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're trying to intimidate us both here.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. So, Burke, how are you reacting upon seeing this?
Yeah, as she says that, I don't say anything, but it's clear in my expression that, what the hell are you doing?
And I just very, very obviously look over and just go, wink.
The blacksmith.
So how does he react to my amazing intimidation?
He stabbed you.
Blacksmith just sort of folds his arms like, and 1 silver. And just looks you deadpan in the face.
And then I'll just look over at Baruch and see he's pretty annoyed at what I've just done, and I kind of go, oh, okay. Fine, I guess that'll do.
That's plenty, frankly.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Yeah,
I'll bear that in mind next time. So, he starts taking
the blacksmith will remember this.
Yeah.
The Smith Black.
Everyone disliked that action.
So he starts taking the various gear off the table. So yeah, the scale mail, leather armors, the capesh. When he sees the capesh, he holds it up and sort of looks a bit quizzically at it. Is it in the sewers, you say?
Yeah. I don't know these swords, to be honest. We got 2 of them, but I'd like to keep one of them for practice. It looks interesting. With that sided edge, you could try and almost grab anyone if you wanted. I want to see if it's any good.
Yeah, it's I think that's Eastern design.
Have you seen some like these?
Not exactly like these, but that hook blade. They tend to use out in the the Anuruk deserts. Yes.
Interesting.
I think it's the Mulan. Mulan like these kinds of blades. You don't get many of them out this way.
I'll keep that in mind.
Mm.
See, we were looking to figure out where those bandits have come from. Maybe that will help a little.
Yeah,
Have you
Huh.
seen them? They got curved swords.
He's got a sword!
Curved swords.
Have you seen those warriors from the Autark Desert?
I love how I was thinking of a completely different scene at the start of Aladdin. He's got a sword! You fools,
We all got
have swords! Oh, and before I forget, could I grab a stack of arrows if you've got some lying spare?
yeah,
Could I buy a stack of arrows?
Yeah, I could sell you some arrows. Let me just. And he just walks over towards the back. And
I intimidate him again and say, "You better not screw us over on price."
Ravenous. You can just hear Olbo's growl.
And you just sort of go, yeah, I think you can afford a quiver of arrows.
Fuck, that, it does not sound. It sounds like a dad trying to lecture his daughter who's doing something just not quite to his liking. It doesn't sound as angry as I anticipated it would, unfortunately.
It's
Not with a roll of 2.
Oh my god, it's a free
Baroque
intimidation.
and Lyroon are the two parrots.
Since he's said, and I said, don't screw him over, and he's already responded. He said, "Oh, I think you can afford it." Can I now try to use deception to say, "Oh no, we may have this stuff, but that's all we had. So we have nothing else back."
As you're doing that, Burke is already starting to pay up.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he's not giving you the gold yet from you selling all your gear. So he just he's like piles out 70 gold, makes a point to pick up 1 silver and stare Ravenous in the face as he drops it into the bag and sort of squints, and then
They
just
just rolled 25 on deception, by the way.
yeah. So then he goes, yeah, fair enough. Well, as it happens, you just ran into 70 gold and a silver, so. And he just puts a hand into the bag and takes out a singular gold piece. And he said, "That's how much the arrows cost. I think you might be able to afford that."
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Now, just to make a point, I would also grab the silver from the pile and say, "And this will be for the quiver itself, please." Just to read the whole
Oh my god, she can now?
Didn't take into account.
Ravenous just sits there like a sulky child, like.
Just wants to scam.
She just wants to get. She's all she's known as being super poor. So when she's gonna try and get money and become wealthy when she can.
On the flip side, this is the one person that Burke has been immensely respecting in the whole town so far. And you just come in the very first time and try to screw him over.
Yeah.
It's like extreme cheapskates. Next, you're going to ask for sample daggers.
Yeah.
Straight up like, "Oh, hello. Hello, good friend of mine. This is also a good friend of mine." As you immediately try to like strong arm this guy, like, oh no.
I don't know this person.
I don't. Yeah, actually, on second thought, I don't know her. I'm sorry.
This is the stuff I've brought in to sell.
Yeah, this is what I have brought to sell.
I have never seen this woman before in my life. In
I'm
fact,
sorry. Go on.
In fact, she followed me in here and she's threatening my life. Can you call the police?
Can you call the cops?
Still sulking.
He's like, "Oh, you want a quiver as well then?" All right.
Yeah, it would be useful. I don't think my friend has one yet.
Well, we've got a few. For a silver, it wouldn't be my finest work. It would just be a bag, basically. But
Well, what have you got for more then?
well, for gold, I've got this. And he rolls over, and it's kind of like one of those leather sort of scroll holding cases.
Yep.
So it's fairly finely made. It's no filigree or anything on it, but it's nicely made. And for more, I can do something custom. I've been reading up actually lately on one of those, what are they called, efficient quivers.
Oh,
But that will cost you a bit more and a bit of time.
Oh, I don't think we have too much time for the moment. We'll settle for the simpler one, but I'll keep that in mind. I'll let the friend know.
So the level one.
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right. And then he grabs that, looks Ravenous dead in the eyes. He takes another gold out of the bag. So it's now 68 gold and 1 silver in the bag.
I take the silver out and put it in his hands. I don't need your pity money.
just burning this bridge.
Of emotions.
And are you just storming out of the store as you do
Yes,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
She's had enough of you being well behaved and not supporting her bad behavior.
We'll just
dare you
sigh
not
as you
enable
do
my
that.
company,
It's just matters. Sorry about that. It's been a long day for both of us, really.
it's only 7 a.m.
Yep.
That is
I
too
know.
long.
Yeah. So he just watches her as she walks out, like squinting, like it's always the tieflings are trouble.
That's racist.
You better be glad I didn't hear that, boy.
Well, you know, I'm sorry, all tieflings look alike. I mean,
Oh! Oh!
always want a deal. All right. Well, no worries. It happens. Thank you for your business.
And so you're still keeping that sword around, right? No one has bought that one yet.
No one yet. I mean, usually Lord Flashark passes through at least once a week to clear me out of everything I've got.
I see. Well, it is a city of adventure. Someone will surely take you up on that offer. If not, well, before you know it, I might just have the money for it.
Wow. He's open, eh? Gotta make money somehow.
Fair dues. Fair
he's
dues.
got to make a profit.
Yeah, and he just gives this broad smile and there's one or two missing teeth in there. And he's like, gives you a nod. Right then. Well,
Yeah.
I can't put it aside because, first come, first serve.
No, of course. Besides, with it being your father's work and all,
Yeah.
couldn't expect that.
But if you bring a few more batches of gear like this, and you'll be able to afford it in no time.
Indeed. As I said, I'll be hanging about assuming nothing gets me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see you about then. Take care. And at that point, Rook would be leaving with 1 extra pouch of gold and a quiver of arrows.
Good luck, nothing getting you. And then he just turns around, even before you've left the store, and once again you start to hear the hammer strikes ringing out as he sets back to his work.
Don't die.
Safe travels.
Cool. So
Nanto would definitely be one to say goodbye by being like, "Don't die."
What things weren't sold to the blacksmith?
yeah. So 1 sec. Let me just switch over to the other shop. So you've got the. Oh, we don't want the flies buzzing sound. So you've got the wizard's robes, the wizard's staff, the shiny necklace, and the hoop earrings.
Excellent. And the component pouch?
Oh, and the component pouch. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's. Yeah. Got those queued up ready. Hang on, I've got something duplicating there. Because when I add them all up, it comes up to a smaller number when I add up those two lists. 1 second.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I'll bet. Rope. Ah, right, yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good. It is meant to add up to more. It's because I'd forgotten the studded lever when I first wrote out the list. Cool, so Lyra and Nanto, you're over at Victorious Secret. So let me just get up the art for that. We don't want Katy Perry.
That's her. That's her. 100%.
There we go. Slide.
Fantastic.
Quick, look at the future slides.
Future slides.
The teeny tiny pictures. There you go. There's Victoria or Victoria's Secret. Not quite centrally aligned, which is really going to irk me. Sorry, one sec. There we go.
The PowerPoint. I've seen it.
So, yeah, you make your way over to Victoria's Secret.
Kitty.
Music stopped as well. Disastrous. Let's have...
You are muted, Ravenous.
Sorry, I put the kettle on for my tea, and I didn't want to like just have weird kettle noises in the back. So
it's just a cat just half taking up the webcam. So you make your way over to Victoria's Secret, and much before, it's this quaint little store. The shelves almost overflowing with various alchemical ingredients and a few choice magical items. And you can see there is Victoria standing behind the counter, covered in jewelry. It's various rings across her fingers, this weighty amulet around her neck, and at her waist there's this almost holster for a wand sitting ready to use on any miscreant adventurers who try to steal from her.
Ravenous isn't here. It's fine.
Yeah. And,
So when we step into the store, is there a little bell on the door to jingle?
there is indeed.
Bling, bling, bling.
Do I have a bell?
Otherwise, you'd have to jingle yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nanto probably would just be like, "Oh, there's no bell. Oh well, ding-a-ling, ding, ding."
Yeah, he would if there wasn't, he would have definitely made his own bell.
Yeah.
And, I think there's some even Syrinscape's got some built-in sounds. Hang on, let me try it.
Oh,
There you go.
girl.
It's a bit creepier than what I wanted, though. So, yeah, oh, hello, my dearies. Welcome back to Victoria's Secret. Oh, you must be keen. It's been, what, a day?
Oh,
We've
yes, it's
been
quite
very
some
busy.
time.
Oh, well, come on in. I haven't got anything new to sell, but perhaps you've got something to sell me. I know adventurers tend to come across one or two choice items.
You want to go or shall I?
Oh, I don't care.
Oh,
Actually,
Lyra-
you go. I have a plan.
Is this in character?
No.
Yes.
You guys
Just Nanto walks in. I don't care. And looks at Larry.
We do indeed. We came across a couple of more magically inclined people in the sewers, miscreants, slavers, part of the Crimson Cleavers. A couple of their things they aren't will be needing anymore. Wondering if you were interested in them.
Oh, you took care of the Cleavers. I heard such awful things about them. Child snatchers.
It was actually even worse than that. I was thinking they were just slavers, as awful as that was. It turns out they were some sort of lycanthropes, where rat people. They were going to turn the children into rat people. Horribly enough.
And that she's like, and like clutches her hand to her breast, seemingly genuinely shocked. And then just for a moment, just clutches the necklace at her neck and then releases it. How awful! Wow, it's lycanthropes in Daggerford. Who would have thought it? Well, good on you for taking care of them. Did they?
Thank you.
Did they scratch you? Did they bite you at all?
No, we're quite fine now.
We were able to come across the one who did we get All right, I'll just say, thankfully, we're able to come out unscathed. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys don't know. Well, that is a relief. Wow. Well, let's see what you got then, and I'll give you a fair price.
I appreciate it. I put everything on the counter except for the earrings. They're on my face.
Cool. So, what you stack on what you put on the counter, you get out this the star speckled set of wizard's robes, the staff as well with the sort of casting focus staff, a component pouch, a set of shiny golden necklace, and a pair of golden hoop earrings.
While we're getting the items, I should say while Lyroon is, Nanto is going to use his telekinesis to jingle the bell.
That was your plan.
It takes no somatic or verbal components, and it's invisible, so the bell just ding, 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 ding.
And so she just looks up and sees no one coming in. The door's not open. You can see the sort of crease of confusion just starting to wrinkle across her already rather wrinkled forehead. And she looks back to the pair of you, shrugs, and
I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Turns her attention back to starting to consider the items. Are you doing it again as soon as she does that, or?
Oh yeah. Bling, ding, ding, ding.
Looking between the bell and the two of you, and seeing there's been no sign of movement from either of you. Just like, is that
when she looks at when she starts looking at, I'm like, not me.
Just then turns her vision to Nato. Is that one of you? Are you doing that?
Oh, it's not me.
So let's have a deception check. Can the bard pay their dues? Deception save.
Deception save.
90. Jesus, hang on. Just got to roll her. Yeah. So looks at the bell again. Must be the wind or something, I suppose.
Oh yes, quite gusty today.
She just looks outside. It's pretty much sunny day. There's like a couple of clouds on the horizon. Yes. Okay. And then like turns her attention back to the gear arrayed across her counter. Do you do it again?
No, not yet.
Okay. So as I say, it's a couple of pieces of jewelry, a component pouch, a wizard's robe and star. As she sees the wizard's robe and star, she like peers at them a bit closer and adjusts her thick-rimmed glasses. Oh dear. Oh, these. Where did you find these in the sewers? You said.
Yes, indeed.
Oh dear. I think I served this man. Oh, what a bother.
Oh.
Well, no matter. Nothing a bit of prestidigitation won't take care of. And she just waves her hands, and all the poopy essence and blood washes away. It's still torn. It still looks a bit sad, but at least they're in a serviceable state now. Well, I suppose that's quite a haul you have there, actually. The necklace is rather fine, if I may say so myself. And she picks it up and immediately puts it on. And it's pretty. This is it was big on Cagebeard. On her, it's humongous. So it's like hanging down beyond her sagging cleavage to about halfway down her waist. And she sort of buckles slightly under the weight, but then like plants her staff down. She seems quite determined to wear this. I think, well, particularly for this lovely item, for you, 105 gold pieces.
For everything?
For all of it.
Ravenous burst through the door. No, I'm joking.
Ravenous burst through the door. Are you sure about that?
Gets out her thing.
Gets out a knife and just points it. Are you sure about that?
Just stabs her once. I can stab you more times.
No, she's still sulking in the street.
That is more. Sorry, go on.
Nanto would simply ask, that is a fine number.
but there are many numbers to choose from.
Yes, but
Like 0.
105 is the one I've chosen.
Yes, I see. But what if we played a game? If you can guess the number I'm thinking of, you win a prize.
And she just sort of squints at Nanto. What prize?
Ah, that's the spirit of the game. You see, the prize is a surprise.
Ah. And she just turns her attention to Lyrune. So it will be 105 gold pieces.
Ignored.
I think that's more than fair. Thank you.
Yes, I thought so.
God,
And
you
she
guys
starts.
have no idea how to haggle.
She starts
Threatened them.
taking.
He nudges Lyrune. Go on, try to guess it.
Oh.
17.
Oh.
Ooh, close. Go again.
Higher or lower?
Lower.
12.
Very close. One more.
13.
Yes, it was 13. You win the surprise.
Oh god, what's the surprise? More bacon flavored pancakes.
The surprise is... Bling, ding, ding, ding. It was me.
And she just turns her attention back to Nanto. Adventurers, yes. And starts pulling open the till and taking out the gold. Doesn't quite take her eyes off Nanto as she's doing it. It's not an entirely dissimilar look actually to what the blacksmith had been giving Ravenous, although much more well mannered. With massively magnified eyes, just stare at him. That's a nifty little trick you have there, young man.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just, yes.
He's piling it out. So dumps 105 gold into a pouch and lays it on the counter, and then takes the various component pouches and everything and starts. She just puts them underneath the counter for now. She's going to deal with putting them away later. And can I interest you in any of the wares? Is the ring?
That cloak of yours, the one that can protect you from things. How much was it again?
And she just gets out this weighty leather tome and lays it on the counter. And she starts flipping through the pages.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. The protective cloak. That was 650 gold pieces. It's a very fine item. It's the last one I've got in stock. Lord Flashheart. He's my best customer. He has rather cleared me out. That's why I only have really half a dozen items left, and it's the very last cloak I have.
Understandable. Unfortunately, even with my recent windfall, thank you very much, I still can't quite afford it. I'll have to come back as soon as I possibly can.
Well, no bother. He's already kitted out all of his team with them, so I'm sure he won't need any more.
Wow. He has a lot of money then.
Yes, he is. Well, some say he's the richest man in Daggerford. It's richest man. Of course, the richest lady would be the Duchess. Have you had a chance to visit her with my letter yet?
Not yet. We were planning to head over there just after we left here.
Well, be sure to let her know Victoria says hello. I haven't seen her for a good month now. She's awfully busy. Far too busy to see me, it seems.
Oh, what changed?
Well, it's all this business with, adventurers like you lot keep dying. And
he kind of like motions down to Lyra like to whisper, "Are we adventurers?"
We are, Nanto.
Fantastic. I thought I was just going to parties.
One could say that adventurers are just one party after another.
That's a brilliant saying. I'll have to work that into a riddle sometime.
And she was sort of watching the exchange and then just once again seems to make a conclusion and like, turns her attention back to Lyrune. Just not gonna listen to this man. Yes, well, and they kept adventurers like you really kept dying out in the field. That's why, they built the forge, but yes, it's kept her awfully busy. Apparently, well, the livestock's been coming to life. Well, farm stock has been coming to life, and well, you've seemingly dealt with the child snatchers, but there's a million and one problems, it seems, in Daggerford, and she's trying to solve them all, but it's awfully tough, as I understand.
Well, I'll have you know, we've been doing too good a job at handling things.
Have you now?
Oh, yes.
Funny story that the guards were actually complaining that we were solving problems before talking to them.
And she
Bureaucracy and all.
visibly rolls her eyes. Ah, yes. Yes, I can see why you would not be pleased with that. I mean, really now, you're doing a good job. You're trying to help. Why would they be displeased about that for the sake of a little bureaucracy? Ah, red tape, it always gets in the way, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Well, if you can't afford the cloak of protection, perhaps there's the crackling. And she gestures to this javelin along the wall. And it's got these blue spectral lines down its side, arcing lines depicting lightning. You already bought the amulet of non-detection. How's that working out for you? And she looks to Nanto.
He looks down and then up and just, well, I don't know. I haven't tried to detect myself.
Quite. Well, I hope it keeps you hidden from whoever happens to be looking for you.
Ah, me too. I do like the element of surprise, you know.
Well, I mean, you did seem to rather like the idea of the mystery hat before.
He kind of blinked.
I can't remember the mystery hat.
It's sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say his eyelights blink a few times and just, is it still here?
Well, yes it is. And she just gestures over to one of the shelves, and it's this wide-brimmed hat, slightly flopping over, and it just says mystery hat underneath. But what you were able to work out last time when she was talking about it, she's used it in the past herself a few times. For some of her...
Saucy minx.
Yeah, she's a bit of a saucy minx. She uses it, it's a hat of disguise.
Right!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right!
She's gone on 1 or 2 dates wearing that hat.
That's so funny.
So, like, oh yes, I have this many pieces of money.
Holds up fingers!
he just, literally holds up, like, a number of fingers.
Ooh, does it in binary, because you can go up to 132 with 131 with binary.
He's a warforged, he does it in binary.
Of course he does it in binary.
And she just adjusts her glasses and then looks back to Lyra. And how many might that be?
I don't know.
Just looks back to Nanto. Nanto, how many is that in words?
117.
Right.
Plus this, and he points at all of the stuff on the counter.
Ah. Well, that gets you a good deal closer.
Are you remembering your 100 starting gold?
Oh, I already spent it.
Yeah, you spent it on the amulet of non-detection.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's 400 in total, so you are well on the way there. Perhaps come back at the end of the day and you might even be able to afford it if you carry on at the same rate you seem to be going.
He looks up to the hat and just, oh, I'll get you someday. And just wags a finger at it.
But it's worth saying, if you all pooled your money, you could probably buy something. But for now...
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as I get back
in...
to everyone, I'm gonna actually ask if I could borrow like all their gold.
Please do not
It's going to
indulge
be
in
troublesome because I'm about to ask the same thing.
Cavaness would absolutely give her money away, but she's sulking right now, so she's not with any of you.
Please do not indulge in Nanto's disguises. Do not.
Please do. I thoroughly look forward to
It's
that
far
roleplay.
too meta. We're definitely gonna. We like to help our friends.
Yeah.
Next time it's going to be the actual chef delivering our breakfast.
He's just gonna walk downstairs and just kick down the kitchen door disguised as the chef. And just, hello, I'm Chefy Sheffington, and I'm here to chef the food.
I can already imagine you selling your stuff to Victoria dressed as Victoria.
Oh my
God, she would
that
hate
is
that so much.
good.
I am here to chef you today.
Yeah, Nanto just walks in as Victoria, just, hello, I am a very well-respected merchant, and I would like to sell you some wares.
What would cause trouble if you do that once we go to meet the nobility?
Oh, God.
Just go around dressed
Okay.
as Lord Flash Art.
So
Here's a letter from recommendation from Victoria and Victoria herself.
He disguises as Lord Flashheart. Oh my god.
That would be so good.
Hello,
Ah,
I
you
am a
ruined your
nincompoop.
reputation.
Nice to meet you.
okay, so very clearly, Nanto cannot ever get a hat of disguise.
Please do
Jokes
not
aside,
give him
it's
this
best
hat.
if we get a hat of disguise within the next 2 days.
Ooh,
But also do not give it to Nanto.
yeah.
Lyron
do.
will have to tell us to not do that because he was there to hear all the things he had planned for it.
Yeah, and I think you will have to first explain to Buruk what the hat of disguise is and how bad of an idea that would be.
So it's a magical.
It's like that kid with the throbbing vein in the forehead.
Magical. Oh, what now?
Oh, what?
Right. So, anything else from Victoria?
Nope, I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Right. Well, as soon as you have a little bit more money, come back on by. It's been a pleasure. And she just sort of fondles the new necklace a little, seemingly quite happy with that. I'll be seeing you soon. Anything else?
So how much gold did we get from both people?
68 from the blacksmith.
Yep.
175 in total.
175 in total.
174 because you paid 1 gold. For, 2 gold. 2 gold. Yeah, so it's 173 gold for all a lot of it. I'm just going to go to Lou while you guys meet back up. So you both more or less come out of your blacksmith and your magic shop around the same time, and they're both either sides of the town square, the marketplace. So you can see each other coming out the shops, and you just walk towards each other and meet up with your newfound earnings and stories. I'm going to go to Lou while you catch up.
So that's an additional 34 gold for everyone.
More or less. Right, so I think it's time for me to actually put my share against it. So it was 117 and 34 extra.
Yes.
34, got it.
$151 gold, that's a decent amount. I've got 250. I'm rich!
I've got loads. What do I have right now?
Potts. Do you remember how much gold I loaned to you?
Absolutely not.
Awesome.
Must have been about 5.
It was, I believe it was 300 and, it was 394, which would give me 500, whatever. Joke didn't work, so I doubled it.
Help.
Yeah. I don't remember at all either.
I feel like it was under 100.
It was.
I almost want to say 60.
60 sounds like a number.
It is just play Nanto's guessing game. Hey, what number am I thinking of?
I think we can solve that more easily.
DM.
The
Judge.
60 it is.
Wow.
Wait, was
it? No. Judge. How much gold did Lyra give Nanto the last time we were at Victoria's Secret?
I can tell you how much the necklace cost.
No, honestly, after I managed to roll a 60 on 1d100, I think it's best to stick with that figure.
I mean, the dice have spoken.
I'm still a no.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and properly look. I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Awesome.
But I can go find out. If you give me a couple minutes, I can find out right now.
No. In between sessions, if you remember.
Yeah, that's fine. I reckon it would have been. So you had 100 starting gold. I think you each got a little bit of gold and a gem off the back of the forge. But then Ravenous took all the gems, so the rest of you took all the gold. So you probably got around 50-ish gold, I think, from that. So you probably ended up giving him probably about 100, 150 gold. But I'd have to go check.
Cool. We'll worry about that at some point. And my brain is Swiss cheese. How much was the cloak of protection?
650.
650.
650. Okay.
That's expensive.
I currently have 283 gold.
There you go.
I'm at 250-ish.
Plus Ravenous's gems, but good luck getting those off of her.
Yeah, you're not touching my gems.
My precious.
Because yeah, with my gems, I've got loads of money, but like I'm not.
Yep.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So as we all group back together, Lyroon says, "Man, with all those attacks that we suffered down in the sewers, I would really love to have that cloak.
What cloak?
There's this magical cloak in there. This cloak of protection. It'll protect you. And can I borrow like 420 gold from you guys?
400.
I'll pay you guys back.
God.
Oh, sure. Nanto will just hand his entire coin purse.
That's probably what Ravenous would do as well. But...
You can see a lot of hesitation in Burke's eyes on that offer. Like, he's not that... It's just a lot of money for someone you've seen for 2 days. I mean, he respects you, but damn.
Oh, so I have a game we could play. This will decide everything. Don't worry, Baruch.
Best not be guess a number.
Would you like to play a game?
Not now, Nanto, thank you.
Oh.
So, just to check, are you two handing over yours to him?
Oh yeah, I'll give him money.
He already handed over his entire coin purse.
Okay,
which is
so
151.
150 from Nanto.
How much do you need?
God, I hate math. I hate math so much.
That's what calculators are for.
Oh yeah, I can do it in Excel if you want. So
that's what students who finish that degree in maths.
I need 285 after the gold from Nanto.
Well, as it happens... Hang on.
Must be a lucky day.
It may be your lucky day. Ravenous has... where is it? Currency. I have a total of 283 gold.
208. Wow. Okay. All right. Cool.
I think I'm willing to part with 2 more.
So Ravenous now has no gold.
But jewels.
Yeah, but they're not going anywhere.
Maybe one day you'll use those to make an item.
Yeah, that's the plan. But you need money to make the item, so I'm gonna basically it's a never-ending cycle of just having gems forever.
In Ravenous' eyes, that's not a bad cycle, is it?
No, it makes her happy.
Okay, so between Nanto, Ravenous, and Baruch, Lyron's able to get together the 650 gold between all of them. So yeah, Ravenous, you go ahead, clear out your sheets of all gold. Same for Nanto, same for Lyron.
Yeah, I've just done it.
Knock off 2 from Baruch's. Obviously, Hazer's going to have money as well. but he's off.
But yeah,
He's hungover.
Yeah.
Hooray!
So-
I'm poor.
I'm poor again.
Cool.
Oh
So,
no, guys! How will I ever be able to afford food and water like all us humans require?
So right, you got the
I'm
the
fine.
sewer
I got-
rations.
Yeah, I've got poop rations, so I'm fine.
I've brought my own water with me.
So Lyroon's, eyes go wide with appreciation at the sheer generosity of these two, just handing their gold. And there's a respectable amount of appreciation for Baruch as well. 2 gold is important.
Yeah. Well, technically
It
you owe
might
him
not be
4.
much, but
Yeah, you owe him 4 because of the quiver and arrows as well.
oh yeah, I am handing those along with a couple gold pieces.
Stripping it. Stripping?
Ooh!
Strapping.
Oh,
Strapping
Just
it.
stripping Laroon. Dun, dun.
It's one way to thank him.
There's only one way.
accepting various forms of payment.
No. Yeah, strapping it onto his back, putting the arrows in, and then immediately takes the large quantity of gold, and runs into I'll be right back, guys. I'll 1 second. And runs into Victoria's Secret.
Brilliant.
Lucas shakes his head. I don't see why he would do this.
Mm.
You could hire a squad of soldiers for that price for a month. Still have hundreds of gold left over. All
Well-
that for a cloak that supposedly helps it come.
It's important to him, so I'm happy to help him out.
But it's magical. And I'd like to make a rainbow with prestidigitation.
Counterspell.
not
Just like
improved.
furious.
Burke's opinion on it one bit.
I'm going to impress the man who's afraid of magic. With magic.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all you hear from Burke is just. But yeah, so you make your way back to the shop, back into Victoria's Secrets, and yeah, you open the door and you just hear the tingling naturally. And at this time, she looks up and there's already an irritated glance to her. She's expecting it's just Nanto messing with her after leaving the store, and then she almost looks relieved when she just sees Lyrian coming. Well, that was quick. You forget something?
No, my friends. Oh, they're far more generous than I expected them to, and puts the giant armful of gold onto the counter. I got enough for that cloak.
She's like, oh, well done you. You must have very good friends indeed. And she starts sort of sweeping. It's almost like croupier.
I imagine Nanto's just staring in from the window.
Just impassive, like.
Eyes blinking.
She just giving them a sidelong glance as Irene came in, but as soon as the gold hit her counter, she only had eyes for that. And she's just sweeping it into like a sack that she's holding, and just starts pouring it into a till. Seems to be counting it as she goes as well.
That's a big till.
Yeah, it's
actually secretly a bag of holding.
Well,
Fair.
Quite more like an efficient quiver, which is basically a bag of holding but box shaped. It starts pouring it in, and despite the till only being a normal size, it just keeps pouring in and in and in. And she's like, wow, and presses the button, and just appears at a display. Yes, 650 exactly. Well done you. Go right on ahead. And gestures to this cloak that's laying, just folded on on the shelves, and it looks just like this image really here. So it's sort of faded greyish blue, and then it's this almost like
light brew. I don't want it anymore.
Fine, Nanto can prestidigitation it and make it a different colour for you.
I think
right?
he actually can. I think that's one of the things that can change colour. But yeah, there's almost like a chain.
I'm joking.
There's a chain metal mesh that is around the shoulders as well, and there's along that golden rim at the bottom. You can see is just a series of runes, all along the edge. That for now are all just look like just runes divoted into the gold. But we'll see what happens when you use it.
Put it on.
Put it on. So there's no immediate effect. So it's an attunement item, so you'll have to wait an hour, I believe, before you can use it. But put it on. Cloak of Protection. So that means you get +1 to your AC and +1 to all saves, which is a pretty good item.
And it doesn't interrupt my unarmored defense.
Exactly. And it looks cool. So, there you go. You got Cloak. Anything else?
I have 0 gold total. I can't do anything.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it looks rather fetching on you, young man, if I may say so myself.
Thank you kindly.
Yes. Well, that clears me out for Cloaks of Protection. I'll have to order some more in. Clearly, they're rather popular.
They are indeed. I'll have to tell you how this one works out. I'm sure I'll have a chance to use it.
I'm sure you will. Right. Well.
And then heads out.
And then, yeah. Hang on. You find the button.
So, how much AC do you got, Baruch? You're muted.
17, one below
Awesome.
you. Thank you.
I now have 18. Oh yeah.
Bunks are easy.
Yeah, this is a competition, by the way.
This, and I'm winning.
Wow, winning.
There you go. Yeah, nice, creepy, good day from her. So, thank you very much. And then, yeah, you make your way out. Bell rings again as you open the door. Yeah, Nanto's just standing, staring through the window beside you as you emerge.
Yep.
And she just gives him a sort of weirded out look. And just gives you a little wave.
He waves back happily.
Yeah. But it's more of a like shoe wave, but yeah, I'm assuming you know that, but it's just waving anyway.
Oh yeah, Nanto waves friendly, hello.
And then she just...
So I had 2 goals for today. Buy a Cloak of Protection and get enough experience at level 5. So obviously we need to like go bum rush killing something or some run. I vote Hazer since he's unconscious.
Everyone surrounds him and starts stabbing.
Yeah.
Right, he's got to be at least a CR3, so we just kill him, get the experience, and run.
Yeah. I've done the math and it all works out.
He
So-
did the math. You can't argue with that.
The monster math.
Okay, now I can
Oh,
argue
Lord.
with that. You've lost my support.
So, you know that harvest closed in a couple of days, and that's when supposedly there's something interesting going on at the Guest and Mimic store.
Nefarious.
Some nefarious doings on. So you're at a loose end for now. As I say, it's a fairly sunny day. It's probably about 10 a.m. at this point. And got the day waiting ahead of you. In terms of activities in Daggerford that you can get up to in the meantime while you're waiting for Harvest Close to come, there's... Oh, sorry.
I just want to talk to the Duchess.
Oh, yes, that was your guys' plan, right? You want to talk to the Duchess?
It was an option. Wouldn't go as far as to say it's the plan, but...
Sorry, Ravenous?
We also have to see Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito is waiting at the Lady Luck. So yeah, Lyroon's looking to go to see the Duchess.
Danny DeVito is definitely lower on my priority. Not
We
gonna
might be
lie.
able to, but we might be able to have a fight with him and level up.
Never mind. Let's go kill Danny
He's
DeVito.
this poor guy.
In the middle of the tavern as well. That's going to be a brawl.
It's nothing personal. We just want to level up.
What does that even mean? Why are you stabbing me?
Quiet now. You're making so much noise. Oh
Oh,
god,
this hurts so much.
Nanto would be a terrifying evil villain. Holy shit.
The name of the
It's
episode
really
is just The Gang
sinister.
Tries to Level Up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lyroon wants to see the Duchess. Burke, I think you were wanting to see Danny DeVito.
I mean, I would be interested in seeing Duchess as well. It's just that if it clashes, I might have to depart of that.
Okay. Nanto, Ravenous, how about you guys?
Rabbits will just do whatever. She's not really got any plans. She just wants to find shiny stuff. That's her goal for everything in life.
I'm down for the Duchess.
Oh, and Lyroon does a twirl. How does my cloak look?
Ooh, you look so dashing.
I will use my telekinesis to help flutter the cloak.
Perfect.
Billow it out.
You do get a nod of appreciation from Brooke, although that's, he's still muttering about how I mean, it's not even a waste of money. That doesn't begin to describe how bad it is.
After Lyroon stops spinning, Nanto continues to billow the cloak.
It also doesn't account for the fact that Burke was seriously considering spending several hundred gold pieces on that sword. That is different.
Well, you didn't ask first.
Well,
Excellent. Good memory. So you're going to make your way over towards the ducal castle. Let me just get up my notes. So yeah, you start making your way through town, and you can see there's just the beginning of preparations for the Harvest Close Festival. So it's not like there's any of the games or stalls are open yet, but it's more they're just starting to get put together, at least like wooden stands. Some of them look like stages, so it looks like there might be performances or something that a crowd would gather around and watch. You already know of the Guest the Mimic from the letter that Burke had, so there seems to be something there that there would be some kind of stall for that, but mostly it looks like half-finished constructions, nothing quite to interact with yet, and a few more people around town. Still plenty of refugees lining the streets though. So let me just do town. There we go, busy market day. Syrinscape sounds. Cool. So yeah, you make your way over towards the ducal castle. So in fact, I can get up the map of Daggerford so you can see where this is at. So you are down at the marketplace in the sort of southwest corner of the map. So you're just making your way north. It's the Duke's Way, in fact. It's just a direct road running straight up to the ducal castle. And you can see it's fairly... The walls are somewhere between defensive and just for posterity. The castle itself is atop a hill looking over the town. But you can see there's a decent amount of guards atop the gatehouse and the various towers surrounding the castle. And there's the gatehouse in the centre that you walk straight up towards. So as the four of you approach, immediately the two there just sort of move forward a little bit as if to, well, clearly looking to stop you. Lyron's just giving a little wave.
Yeah, like it's like it's a polite. I recognize that you're there, and we're not being like nefarious.
Okay, and they just sort of impassively watch you approach and just give a sort of nod in return to your wave. What's your business here?
We would like to see the Duchess about some important nefarious activity that's going on with the pumpkins, and there's a more sinister force at work.
Don't worry, we didn't do
it. Deception.
He sort of looks
to be fair, he wasn't there. He could have been the mastermind.
So looks to Nanto, looks back, and is like, well, she's aware. There's it's been quite a lot of nefarious, as you call them, deeds around town lately. You got anything in particular that you're calling out?
Oh man, my human brain, not the best.
Oh, tell him about the rat baby.
I was more thinking about the pumpkins. But I'm trying to
find too.
The pumpkins were led by, was like an evil druid or something.
Yeah, it was like a druid, and it was "feed the source," is the quote.
Yes, feed
Victoria
the
gave
sauce.
us. To me, I'm hungry.
No, it's feed the source the sauce.
Special sauce.
We wanted two things. There is a druid, some person of nature who is attempting to twist the surrounding farmland of your city. The pumpkins.
Not Dwayne Rocky.
It's Dwayne Rocky. It's the one you'd spoken to a few days before, actually.
Dwayne Rocky.
So,
Then he knows all about our adventure with the pumpkins. We told him all about it.
Did he?
Yeah, because we were
we
asking...
definitely talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he sort of nods along like, yeah, I let her know. Well, I passed the message up the chain. Yeah, all right. Got any evidence you want to hand over? I'll take it straight to her.
Well, we've got a letter from Victoria. And then Ravenous goes ruffles around in her waistband and goes, here.
And he's like, looks a bit concerned that that's how you store your important parchments, and just takes it gingerly and unfurls it. Right. He sort of stares at it for about 10 seconds.
And realizes he can't read.
Yeah, there's a sort of steadily gathering frown on his forehead, and he turns to his companion at his side, and gives her a nod, and hands her over the parchment.
Ooh, her? What does she look like?
Dirty Karen!
Caitlin's going to bring that letter to her manager.
Yeah, she's going to bring it to the manager. She doesn't have much of a Karen cut, though.
No, should have given her a Karen cut.
Just slap one on, yeah. Also, we took out the Crimson Cleavers, and then I really because I don't have any sort of personal boundary thing. I go and start rummaging around in Baruch's backpack because he's got the cloaks, and I pull out the Crimson Cloak and go, see.
How's Baruch reacting to that?
Once I realize what you're rummaging for, I would just hand one of them to you, keeping a close eye that you're not taking anything else from the pack.
What is the back? What is the non-photoshopped image of Karen? Do you have it? Because I definitely recognize it, and I'm pretty sure
Karen
it's a magic.
Gillen.
No.
No, the guard.
Not the face. Because I'm pretty sure it's a Magic Gathering card, and I can't remember what it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't know. I made this a long time ago now. Months and months ago. I'd have to go find it again. I can't see it.
You're fine.
Stygian Spiromancer, of course.
What?
That's the name of the card, Stygian Spiromancer.
Is it?
I made that up
No,
entirely, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know Magic the Gathering at all.
Not Stygian enough,
Could be it.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, they just came out with an expansion that would have a Stygian...
Yeah, so I held up the cloak saying, look, see, we did the Crimson Cleavers, and while we were doing that, we found out there's some conspiracy about some were-rats making more were-rats out of small children. We got the children out safe, don't worry about that. But we did that too. Oh, and we found a piece of parchment with some instructions on them. My friend has those too, and I go to reach over to try and rummage through Baruch's pouch again.
Yeah, at that point, he would stop you and just say, I'll do it.
Oh.
And in a few moments, he finds the correct pocket without the need, of flipping everything else over inside the backpack, and just pulls it out. It's in pretty good condition, almost as good as when it was found, and just shows it to the guards, just that he has something in it certain. He doesn't fully hand it over, but he would explain that it seems like the Crimson Cleavers were supported by someone else. We think we have a lead to that.
And so as this sort of barrage of reasons and evidence washes over poor Dwayne, he makes a show trying to look at the letter that Baruch's holding up, and then his eyes move, but doesn't seem to be much going on there. And then he glances to Karen, and she's rolls her eyes and just peers at it. And while she's reading that, he's just like, right, well, you been busy? When you
all in a
just...
single day's work.
Yeah, I talked to you yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Well, were you the ones who handed in those kids then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed, we were.
Right. Yeah. Good on you, I guess. Rich earnings for that, weren't there?
Oh, they were cool.
It was good.
They
It
were
was very
quite
good
compensated.
indeed.
But I'm poor now.
Right, well, and then it just glances at Karen again. She just gives a singular nod, like, doesn't say anything, just nods. He's like, right, well, that sounds quite serious. Right then, I'll lead you in. Come with me. You stay here, Karen.
Yay.
Thank you.
Karen just gives another nod and just prepares to stand watch in his absence and leads you inside. So you make your way inside the ducal castle. So because if you hadn't had basically because you had so many different pieces of evidence, it basically meant it was an automatic pass. If you'd had, say, only the letter from Victoria and your story, you would have needed to do some kind of check. But basically, because you've got the letter, a literal letter with evidence of what's going on and all the rest of it, it's quite convincing. So,
and that check would not have been an intimidation check.
Do not intimidate the guards.
Oh,
Definitely.
But I like doing that.
Just like, so do you have any additional evidence? Who's asking?
And that's how you get arrested.
Or I'd come up with some elaborate line.
Am I being detained?
You have to tell me what I'm being arrested for, Karen.
Am I being detained, Karen?
Could I go for a sleight of feet check instead? Because
Karen,
I can't
demand to see your manager.
I can't roll for stealth, that's for sure. But we'll figure out something.
There we go. So, he leads you inside the castle walls. Inside, you see this beautifully manicured garden. To your left it looks like there's actually some plants being grown, some vegetation. To your right, it's just bushes and shaped into various animals. So there's a rabbit, there's a dog, there's a cat.
Like vegetation.
Are they
The vegetation.
fruit-bearing plants?
On the left, yes, which is quite unusual for a castle. But yeah, on the left, it looks like various fruit-bearing plants.
I'm glad somebody appreciates my hilarity. Like,
Press vegetation.
Like my friend.
Oh god.
That is pretty good. And then up ahead of you is once again is yet another set of walls. So in this town, there's the outside town walls. There's this castle wall surrounding the actual castle, and then within those, there's another set of walls that surround the actual, more like a manor house or like a small palace than a fort or a keep. And so Dwayne's leading you through that way. You're getting a good look around. Actually, give me... Who wants to take a look around? Whoever wants to. It's the best. One of you can take a good look around and the other one can help.
I was going to say, I would definitely because curiosity, but if we're actually looking to get the best one, not me.
No, my investigation is minus
there you
one.
go.
Yeah. Oh, it's perception.
Oh, that's 0.
Yeah, so it's probably Lyroon for perception.
Oh yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think I'm not even bothering to roll anything.
Oh yeah, 25. Very good. So yeah, you get a good look around. As I say, there's fruit growing to your left. There's on the right. There's a load of nicely trimmed bushes shaped into various animals. You do spy there's a sewer grate as well, which possibly could have led into Daggerford sewers. So it looks like there might be an alternative way into the castle if you need it at a later date.
In case we're ever unscrupulously entering this realm.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And you spy at least a dozen guards on inside, either patrolling or manning the inner walls of this castle within a castle.
In case we want to reconsider our unscrupulous entering.
So now would not be a good time to stab Dwayne in the back.
Well, I mean, depends how much experience you want. Killing 12 guards might be enough.
Hey, yo, guys, you want to get stabbing?
So anyway.
I started stabbing.
Mind you, I want to stab him with my longbow since I have no daggers.
Exactly.
I'm just socially distancing myself from you guys.
Social distancing.
So yeah, he just leads you straight towards the central manor house inside the castle. You get to a navigate house. Sorry?
I've got a quick question out of game. If we have time, would an arena Give us.
We've got 30
experience?
minutes. There's no way we're fitting an arena in this.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Lyroon. I tried.
Yeah. An arena probably would be enough, but sadly you haven't really got enough time.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to start stabbing like right now.
Yeah, let's just go outside and start killing boars.
We run into the forest.
Start stabbing boars.
But we'll see what happens. So you make your way over to the central manor house inside the castle. At the entrance, there's another pair of guards. They are dressed a bit differently to Dwayne. So their armor is golden rather than that silver plate. And they give a sort of stern look as he looks over it. You bringing more adventurers in, are you? Apparently they have the exact same voice as he does.
Fair enough.
Every guard has this
You
voice.
seem to have two sets of music happening, by the way.
Oh.
It's like a harpy noise underneath the main music.
All guards are actually exactly like Nurse Jenny, in which they're all twins.
Yes.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
I think that might have been Syrinscape deciding to play some
Yeah.
music. But that's alright. So, here we go. Right. So yeah, just challenging him, and the two confer amongst themselves for a few moments, and he starts gesturing and mentioning the various letters and things that you guys have been up to, and he looks equally overwhelmed as Dwayne did after a moment. He's like, right, go in, and waves you on through it, and you get taken inside the manor house. So,
Ooh, is it fancy?
it is fancy as balls. So inside it's in fact I have got a description written, but yeah, I won't get it up. So inside you got it's marble tiling covering the floor. There's these marble columns reaching from floor to ceiling. There's that classic twin staircase that spirals outward and then comes back together, reaching upwards. So this foyer that you're brought into is as I say, fancy as balls. Probably, I imagine for all of you except maybe Lyroon, it's the fanciest place you've ever been. Lyroon, you've been alive for quite a long time. I don't really know what you've been up to.
Probably not. Probably more of a common folk than any nobility.
Yeah, that's fair. And it even smells nice. There's flowers positioned tactfully throughout the place, which are releasing a pretty heady scent, mostly tulips. Ooh, that was an interesting noise.
It definitely sounded like a fart.
No, it sounded like a monkey or a...
Oh, I heard a fart.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Hang on, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
That must have been in your house then. Bad tune.
Where's the sound coming from? It's
Uh-oh.
coming from the inside your own house.
There's monkey
That's
farts
gonna
in
be
here.
Tibbs, unfortunately.
We'll just wait for Sammy to come back.
In the meantime, how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Just swimmingly.
Tired for no reason.
That's not good on a Sunday evening.
I'm just always tired. I mean, that's what adulthood is. It's just being tired.
And then you
Oh.
die.
Yeah,
And then
that's...
things got worse. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't feel that way just yet.
Oh, you will.
To be frankly, after basically
still
when I
young,
started
give it a
living
couple
on my own,
years.
it was basically that feeling that, there are a lot of things which I was doing because they were always done, without questioning if I should be doing them. But I don't really have to do them just because it's the custom. I mean, now there's been some time where I'm basically figuring out why things are done, and it's working out.
Yeah, and that's why
Getting back into the adult habits. But
that's why I ate Oreos for breakfast.
it's,
Because I'm an
it's
adult
okay.
and you can't tell me what to do.
You can't tell me what to do. Yeah.
Only I can judge me.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Oh shit!
Exactly. It's that scream at the end. That scream is what gets me.
It really is the best part.
All right.
Oh, God.
Has Sammy returned?
Yes, Sammy's
Hi,
back.
I'm here.
We're. So, inside you can see his various attendants. They're all wearing matching sort of emerald green uniforms. And yeah, as I say, it's this exquisite inside, marble everywhere, and a twin spiral staircase leading upward to the higher floor. And Dwayne sort of looks around a little bit as if he hasn't been in here too often, and just leads you up, almost tentatively up the staircase. And yeah.
So as we're walking up here, Lyroon suddenly realizes that I have no idea what I actually want from the Duchess. just to tell her stuff?
Well, an audience with her to, I guess, see if maybe we can be appointed official adventurers of the Duchess, maybe, and that gets us places. Who knows?
If we can sway her support, showing our previous merits, and be sent on missions on her behalf, that would get us a reputation.
So a seduction check.
Nanto flirts. How do you think that's gonna go down?
You look very pretty today. Please have this flower I've made out of thin air.
It tastes like bacon.
By human standards, you are beautiful.
By orc standards, you're very beautiful.
By orc standards, your flabby arms and lack of muscular physique is quite offensive.
I'm so seduced right now.
So you're led to an antechamber just before you reach, and you can see that, before you reach the actual throne room, you can see there's this high, two thick black wooden doors, filigreed patterns, and there's this D on one and M on the other, Duchess Morwen. And around there's a central table in the room. There's a load of high-backed red chairs there, each littered with an excessive quantity of cushions. But yeah, there's this table in the centre of the room that looks... yeah, it's got a nice cloth laid across it. The cloth, it's got one or two stains on it, which looks a bit out of place. One of the attendants in there just eyes you all as you come in and gives a singular nod. Right. You seek an audience with the Duchess, is that right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeedy dandy.
Right. I assume, Dwayne, that you have a suitable reason this time. And he looks a bit chagrined, a little bit of a blush coming to his cheeks. And he's like,
Aww.
and he sort of gestures to, they've got his letters. That's about the best that he can summon. And
we got letters.
and the attendant, one of his eyebrows quirked, and he goes, "Right, may I see these letters?"
Impunk would go ahead and hand his over.
I think they kept the other one.
No,
Or at
they
least
handed it
the
back. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so the attendant, he takes the letter, opens it up. Yeah, and he's got his ginger hair, and it's sort of slicked back. And he's got another man with a moustache, just one's immaculately groomed and slightly twizzled at the tips. He's got a fairly youthful face, quite pale in complexion, and yeah, he's wearing this emerald green uniform, servant's outfit. That looks to have been tailor fit. It fits him absolutely perfectly.
So what percentage of Daggerford is clean shaven? Because I'm pretty sure it's only Dwayne.
So far.
Only Dwayne that you've met so far.
Dwayne does very well to keep that appearance looking good. I mean, he's a guard. How can he guard anyone else if he can't guard his own facial hair?
We're guards.
That's the same reason why Cage Bear had a cage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Gotta
He couldn't
protect
keep
it.
his beard in check.
Exactly. Otherwise, it would just be absolutely wild and out of control.
That's how wild magic sorcerers get born.
Their beard grows too quickly, too fast, too angrily.
And Karen didn't have a beard. So
No,
Fair
that
to
added.
so yeah.
Hopefully the Baroness, the Duchess doesn't have one either.
We believe in equality. All women have beards in this universe.
Exactly. Especially dwarves.
Hey, dwarven women having beards is my favorite, like, flavor thing to add.
Exactly. It really is.
So his the attendant's eyes flick across the page of this this letter recovered from the sewers, wrinkling his nose slightly. It's one or two parts as he takes in the full import of the letter. Right, that seems rather serious. Very well. A moment. And he rolls up the letter, does not hand it back, and turns around to walk inside. He gives 3 knocks on the door, waits a moment, come! And then he just slips inside, trying to open the door as little as possible. And so you are left for a moment in this antechamber.
With only Dwayne?
With only Dwayne.
Huh? Dwayne has the letter, right?
No, sorry, the attendant's taken the letter and gone inside.
Both letters.
So do you think we can kill Dwayne? Well...
And prop him up against the wall so he still looks alive.
Yeah, we do a Wicked at Bernie style.
We just say that he had to go back outside. Look, this plan is flawless.
Listen, I've played
Which
Hitman.
part of it is flawless? I can't find one.
I've played Hitman. We kill him, we take his disguise. Easy.
I rolled an 11 on perception. Are there any shinies in this room?
Well, so there's a chandelier overhead. That's definitely shiny. It's all made of like crystal glass.
Just crystal?
Well, it's sparkly. It's got rainbow colours coming from it, but depends if that would appeal to Ravenous. But it's like a chandelier hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, if they were made of diamonds, I was thinking like Ravenous turns herself invisible, walks on the ceiling, and starts taking the bits of the diamonds off the chandelier. But they're just crystal, so they don't count.
Yeah.
I know good shinies when I see them.
But it looks like it's antechamber. Yeah, there is over in one corner as well. There's two more of those chairs with excessive amount of cushions and a chessboard, and each of the chests.
Oh, chessboard!
Yeah, dragon chess, in fact, specifically. So it's a weird.
I want to swap the position of 2 pieces with telekinesis.
Or it's not mid game or anything, but yeah, you can start doing that.
I'm well aware. I'll swap like the king and the queen.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's on one side, don't worry.
One side's pieces are all just black onyx stone. The other side's pieces all seem to be made of various brightly coloured pieces, and yeah, there are 1 or 2 gems amongst them.
I swap the colourful ones.
Quick, without googling it, tell me what creatures the king and queen are. King and queen are.
Dragon.
No, this is. I was gonna say this
Dragon
is
it's one of them.
Queen and queen.
Yeah, I think there is a proper king in Dragon Chess as well.
Yeah, I know. I won't look it up. But yeah, suffice it to say, so for your knowledge, Ravenous, Dragon Chess, it's like 3D chess in Star Trek, but with like fantasy pieces instead.
Okay.
So you can see they'll catch your eye. If
5 boards.
Yeah, it's 5 different boards, so it's like 5D chess or something ridiculous.
Okay. So Ravenous is going to go and have a closer inspection on those pieces to see which ones have gems in them.
Cool. Give me an investigation check.
No, because I'm terrible.
What are the rest of you doing? Is anyone noticing Ravenous do this?
Well, I was already messing with the board, and stealing is no good.
You don't know I'm stealing. I'm just admiring with my hands.
Yes, but Nanto gets to have fun now.
Can I do a perception check or insight, or can I know what Ravenous is doing?
Well, firstly, Ravenous, are you trying to be subtle at all about this?
Oh no.
You're just walking straight up as if you're.
I'm just drawn to the shiny thing, so I go straight over to the chessboard and stop picking up the pieces and just looking at them.
Yeah, so I think you would know Ravenous well enough at this point to know exactly what's coming.
Ravenous.
And then I use my telekinetic ability. No, was it telekinesis?
Telekinesis. Oh no, yeah, telepathic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I use my telepathy. Like, shoo! Don't bother me. Just distract the guard. I want these shiny things.
Yes, that's it to everyone.
Yeah, who are you sending that message to? Is it just the Lyroon?
To Lyroon, because he said ravenous, so that's what I say to him.
Now is not. I respond back in kind. Now is not the time. We're trying to impress the Duchess, not steal from her.
I reply back, but I haven't had anything new that's shiny since yesterday.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I?
You may.
I mean, it's on me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
It's up to Lyroon. Depends what Lyroon thinks in his mind. What the
my
DC
persuasion is +5 for the way.
What do you do? Let's see what you get.
17. And then I do a small performance where I let one tear go from my eye.
A single tear.
I give puppy dog eyes 1 tear, and then I'll do a performance check to see if that one worked. 25!
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh. So the music's only coming from Syrinscape. Sorry, 1 second.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Perfect music for your sneakiness. So Lyroon.
I don't. Okay, I respond back with, "Well, I'm not distracting him."
Maybe if we can entice Nanto to do his glitter bomb, maybe that'll be distraction enough, and I can take some of these gems out of here. That's my telekinesis message. Telepathic message.
Who are you telepathing it to, Lyroon?
To Lyroon. We're having like a telepathy conversation so far.
Got it.
Yeah, so Burke's still blissfully unaware of all this mess.
Nanto's just watching you. You were kind of looking at the chess set because he was already playing with it, and then you're just talking. Well, you're not talking. You're just looking at Lyroon or something.
You're just staring at him intently while holding a chess piece in hand.
Like and crying randomly.
And a single tear just goes tracks down.
Because my plan was, if she tried to pick any of them up, I would just ever so slightly nudge them away from her grasp every time.
So Lyroon hasn't responded to me, so I just take that as he's not helping. So
Exactly.
So I'll look over to Nanto and just be like, "Oh, Nanto, you should show Dwayne your cool glitter trick. What do you think?" Ooh.
Ravenous, I apologize in advance.
Oh no.
Nanto goes, "Oh yes, that'll go great if you want to steal something. Hey, Dwayne!"
That could be finally enough to snap Burke into awareness of what the hell's going on.
Nanto says that entirely out loud. Oh wait, did you telepathic that to him or just say it?
Oh, telepath. Well, I couldn't just say it out loud. Like, oh no, wait.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
you're talking about glitter bombing. It was an innocent thing, but
this is the fun part. If you tried to do that telepathically,
I don't think I would have done it telepathically. Actually.
You would have done it out loud. That works.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he would have just said like, "Oh yeah," it's like, "Oh, then you can steal things." Yes, hey Dwayne.
Dwayne just like,
I'm going to show you a trick while she does things. Watch this.
Gods. He starts calling out specifically, Godfrey, get up here. He's genuinely looking a bit worried.
Nanto doesn't understand. He just knows that this is what she wants. So he's like, okay, watch this. Glitter time. And he's just going to use prestidigitation to create sparklers.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Great. What sound did you make?
Sparklers.
like little streaming like fireworks.
Did you do that with your mouth?
Yeah, that's what I do it with.
I don't know if you had like a button that did that, because that was really good.
Yeah.
No, that was me.
Wow.
Alright. So you sparklers start
So I'm
coming up.
guessing
Give me a performance check
guessing
at
Jeffrey's
disadvantage.
turned up.
Excellent.
God.
7.
Yeah, so he's studiously fixing his eyes upon Ravenous while the sparkler starts going off around him.
He turns around and gives Ravenous a thumbs up.
Yeah, so Ravenous, you can see.
Ravenous just squints her eyes and shakes her head, just staring right at Nanto.
And then while it's happening, you can hear clanking coming up the stairs, and here comes Godfrey just coming around the corner. It's this another guy in golden plate metal armor. He's like, What's going on?" And yeah, Dwayne's like, he was trying to distract me while she steals stuff.
I didn't do anything. You saw me, I didn't do anything.
And they both turn their heads towards Nanto.
He just doubles down. Just, it's true.
I don't know how you do that.
And they both just sort of tilt their heads in confusion, just like, and then look back to Ravenous. He's like, You're just feigning unawareness.
Yeah, just like, he's crazy. Look at him.
And then,
To be fair, though, he is crazy.
and then at that moment, the thick black doors at the opposite end of the room open. And they're
God
both,
damn it, my chance is gone.
both open inwards. And here's the slick, ginger-haired attendant in the green pressed uniform. And he looks at the two guards standing there, sparklers streaming in the air around Nanto, between Nanto and Ravenous over by the chessboards. And just, like, looks at all of you like, okay. Well, come in. And she looks a bit confused. The guards are like, And they're just kind of questioning whether Nanto's just a bit simple.
Burke would be walking in after the attendant immediately without
question.
actually paying much attention, just almost showing that I'm not with those guys.
Exactly. Lyroon follows quickly behind.
Nanto would catch up with the others as soon as he can, immediately distracted, and just skips along merrily with them.
Okay.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
Ravenous checks if the guards looked away when the doors opened.
No, their eyes are firmly fixed on you.
Okay, so she dejectedly just walks behind the others, like...
It's actually the party's like secondary quest is to prevent Ravenous from stealing things.
Secondary quest.
Nanto just mentions, just kind of like as everyone groups up together, I thought that went very well.
Brilliant.
That was such an amazing end to that statement. That went very well. Cool. Alright. So we're all in the room.
Yeah, I probably need to switch over the music, sorry. Because this isn't quite throne room music.
I like it, though. It's some good music.
Yeah, this is good. It's not quite heist music, but definitely sneaking around music.
I wouldn't go that far. I definitely like it as a background, but it's sort of you're in somewhere you don't know. A bit of investigation going on.
I think it sounds like mischievous music.
There is a bit of that, yeah.
Okay. There you go. So, you make your way into the throne room. And you can see it's pretty grand. So it's resplendent with extensive decorations. There's an elaborate banquet's been laid out along a long dining table, and there's great marble columns running ceiling to floor all down the sides. And there's a good extra, probably half a dozen guards inside, just between the columns down the length of the room. And you can see there's the Duchess herself, and I've got a picture for her. There you go. There's Duchess Morwen Daggerford in all her glory.
And all her shinies.
And all her shinies. And she is decorated in many, many shinies. You can see there's a crown atop her head that's studded with jewels. There's
Ravenous? No.
necklace. There's the actual bodice of her dress is studded with jewels as well. And there's pearl bracelets on both hands.
Oh, I can't wait to try and hug her.
No.
No.
I take them from the back. She won't notice.
She will, oh my god.
Sleight of hand.
If she doesn't notice the 10 cards around Will,
Okay, fine.
it's sort of, yes, you might be able to steal it. Do you know just how much trouble you're in if you don't?
Yeah. Ravenous is like really struggling. Like she knows that she shouldn't do it, but like she's kind of like somebody who's addicted to crack and can't. And there's crack in front of you, but you can't have the crack. So she's just like, it's just so twitchy.
And she can see this twitchy looking tiefling coming in. This hobgoblin clattering like he's holding 10 cups full of cutlery. Nanto skipping and clunking into the ground with every step and dressed in his brightly coloured fabrics. And then Lyroon, just a relatively normal amongst these three, walking with this wide-brimmed hat, very
covered in tattoos.
Covered in
tattoos.
tribal, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And she just quirks one eyebrow and leans back in her chair. She's at the head of this dining table. The slick ginger attendant just gestures that you should all sit down at the table with her.
Lyroon does a extravagant bow beforehand.
Performance check.
Not that extravagant, but we'll see what I can do.
It's more for flavour than anything else.
That's not good.
Nanto would wave and say, "Hello, missus."
I am giving a proper, perhaps not a kneel, but at least a bow.
Ravenous just goes, "Oh, I love your outfit."
And she just nods to each of you in turn and says, "Right. Now, I understand you've come across something rather unfortunate."
Oh, terrible news.
Indeed. So I'm sure you're aware of the troubles with the pumpkin fields, of produce coming back alive, haunting the farmers.
Yes, it's been quite a problem. There's many refugees starving in my city, and would you believe it's not just pumpkins. There's also corn. Many other vegetations have been coming to life. Apparently, some druid has been wandering around selling things. Is that right?
Yes.
Indeed, that's what we had uncovered as well. And I believe we have seen one of the cornfields moving unusually recently. So in that case, I believe you're better informed that we are already on this front. That said, and now out of character, in character, that said, I believe we recovered pieces of the orb that was used to control one of these bits. Who of you had carried them?
I believe it's Lyroon still has both halves in a separate wrapping.
Yeah.
Yep. Would you mind showing them to the Duchess?
Sure. Carefully puts it on the table, both halves still far away from each other.
And she just peers and looks at it a bit and then just raises her hand, snaps her fingers. And yeah, I can't snap my fingers, so you have to imagine the sound. Immediately, one of the guards moves forward and just peers at the two halves and picks them up and moves to take them out of the room. Well, it does look like you've been busy since you arrived.
Oh,
Thank
quite.
you.
Even the guards were surprised.
It's dramatic music. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. This is deafening me right now.
I like how her armor, her clothing includes two bows. It's gem bow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
One by the shoulder and one just under the breast.
You've got to have some reputations. She's peers at the crystal though as the guards lift him up. So, right. And is that how the crops are being brought to life then?
Yes.
We believe so. I'm afraid I don't know much of these dark arts, but we found this at the core of one that was just turning to life.
Right.
Victoria seems to believe that an artifact such as this would be capable of giving vile sentience to crops.
And we trust her very much.
As you should.
She also says hello.
Does she? Well, of course she does.
She
Very
said
well.
you should visit more often. She dearly misses you.
And you can see her sort of struggling to restrain the eye roll at that. Like the muscles out of the corners of her eyes tense slightly, and she's like, yes, of course she does. Right. Well, that explains a lot about where all these vegetations are coming from. I suppose you didn't have an opportunity to take care of the rest? Just that one?
Just that one for now.
I believe not, no. We also have only heard of the druid. We haven't managed to see him.
Yes. What have you heard about him?
Well, he seems to be traveling among the farmers, offering his wares, promising that they would make the crops grow, which I suppose in a sense they do.
Lyron also gives Lyron gives the description that Gertrude's mother gave.
Yeah, so the shaggy hair, essentially.
Salt and pepper beard.
Salt and pepper beard, good memory.
Pepper beard.
That is better memory than mine. Good job.
There we go, so shaggy
Like,
hair.
Ravenous wasn't saying that though. She's still twitching. She can't bring herself to say anything. She's stuck staring at the shiny stuff like overloaded.
Yes, that's that's a slightly improved description than what we've had so far. She nods to a courtier nearby who's scribbling away, and he just nods back and he's taking down notes essentially on that description. We'll add that to our records. Right, so you took care of one of the crystals, at least that's something. Thank you for that service. I take it you picked up on the commission for that?
Yes.
We have, yes.
Very
It
good.
was quite generous.
Just before anyone tries to deny.
No, we didn't give me shiny stuff.
Commission. Oh, the money, yes.
Very good. Is
It was quite generous.
I'll let them know.
I'm afraid that we also have more grave news. I'm sure you've heard of the Crimson Cleavers.
Yes, a menace and a blessing in a sense. Orphans are terribly expensive and troublesome to have around town, but it's hardly good for morale to have them stolen away from parents.
Or so.
Indeed.
And it would be even worse for them to be turned into vile rat creatures. It seems that was their goal, was to turn the children of Daggerford into an army of were-rats, of lycanthropes.
And you can see her nose wrinkles at that, and she looks genuinely disgusted by the concept. Why? What is there to gain by doing this?
We do not know.
Many
Except
ugly
perhaps-
rat babies.
Well, we
Except
don't
perhaps
know.
numbers. But we do know that they are attempting to meet up with their patron, we believe, with the note, whoever has it.
Yeah, I would be just handing over. I think I already handed over the letter.
Yeah, I think Gingy took it away.
I mean, Gingy's got it in hand. He's standing at her side with it behind it.
Yep.
With it.
And Buruk would just gesture at the note and feel free to read through for yourself. But in summary, it seems like the mystical benefactor has initials DK. And
Donkey Kong. Sorry.
Oh,
Nice.
Diddy Kong.
and she seeks to meet up with them in a couple days during the festivities at Gesta Mimic stalls. I believe we might be able to catch the evildoers red-handed.
Right. Well, that seems rather effective of you. Quite surprising, really. Most adventurers just seem to die. Very well.
Oh, we're very bad at doing that.
Quite. Well, that seems...
Speaking of which, there has been a band of adventurers calling themselves the Invisible Hand. It seems like all but one of them might have at least one party of them might have been deceased recently.
Yes, I imagine it's more than one, actually. We hired a few of their groups. It seems we made a bit of an error there. That's part of why the forge is being constructed, really. They're amateurs.
Wait. The Invisible Hands, none of them have completed the forge.
Perhaps. Well, I don't keep a close tabs on such things, but when the Invisible Hand formed, it is when we had a glut of adventurers, as it were. Far too many around town, and so they decided to start banding together to form a company. But
I see.
they all seem to be failing and dying.
Each and every one of them.
Who is this one that you managed to... Well, who is this one that's not deceased?
She is named Danny DeFito, and if you look through the letter that I have handed to your attendant there, it seems like the plan of the lycanthropes was to keep one of the adventurers alive and convert him. Now, he claims to be feeling fine and to have cleansed himself of the curse. I'll be honest, I do not trust him. It would be good to keep tabs on him.
Danny DeFito. Right.
I know, a bizarre name.
Can you describe him?
He seems to be rather short. A man. A human. He seemed to be wearing armor for the most part. Bald. And honestly, I can't really quite put uncouth, perhaps.
He really liked his 2 swords.
Yes, he was wielding 2 of them.
Right.
From what we know, he's currently residing at Lady Luck Inn.
Lady Luck. Very well. Snaps her fingers again, and immediately 2 guards make to exit out of the room, and following some order that she's just given.
Oh god. So I just offered to Daddy to meet up with him over lunchtime in the tavern. Stop guard his way.
I really do actually. This is a small aside, but I really love the trope of the rich noble does the snap, and a million different orders that is somehow only known by them. I snap. You guys go do X, X, Y, then X. I do a different snap, and you go get me Diet Coke. Different snap.
I like to think of it that all of their attendants are listening in, but the snap is just to say, okay, we are doing this.
Action this.
Yeah, I think they're all they only hire bloodthirsty guards. So when there's talk of like, oh yeah, we'll need to arrest this person who may be a were-rat, they're like, some action! Come on, snap it. Just snap. Just snap and we'll do it.
So my headcanon is that, alongside her, there are like 3 or 4 more people, most likely someone pretty high in the guard chain. And the snap just says, yeah, you go on, take care of this, which means that, several guards walk away. They're going to get more precise orders from whoever's in charge of them.
We'll have to see. So.
Or, of course, telepathy.
Yeah, I mean, she's got enough kit that she could be packing something that will help her do that. Maybe that's the cast. Maybe it's a somatic component.
I love that idea. Also, can I just say that the music right now sounds straight out of Final Fantasy?
Right?
Pretty sure it wait, is this DMCA free?
It should be.
Definitely sounds Squeenix to me.
Yeah, it's copyright-free orchestral music playing.
Squeenix.
But yeah.
Squeenix.
So, right. So you've had one Danny DeFito, one broken awakening crystal, and 1 pack of crimson cleavers slain. My. Very well. I think I will be hiring your services then to take down whatever miscreant is coming over to interrupt our Harvest Close festival in 2 days hence. Is that agreeable?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I think it's mixed. But I think it's just a universal yes.
Nanto
screamed yay, specifically.
I think both me and Lyru just said absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely in unison.
And Ravenous, under her breath, is just like, put the shinies.
Yes, you will be given suitable recompense. Do not worry, my dear. Very well. I believe as well, in the meantime, there are other crops running amok. If you are able to take care of some of these, I'll see to it that you are rewarded.
We can do so.
Oh, I'm
said
great
there
at
was-
crops.
Crops.
I am just looking quickly at the others, but I'm definitely up for that.
You said there was corn and what other plant?
Yes, corn and one or two others. See,
Eggplant.
going quiet at the barracks, the guards actually have some jobs posted for it, just to let them know that, in fact, one moment.
Snap.
Yeah, it's actually the ginger guy who's standing right next to her, pulls out a stamp, royal seal, and gets out a piece of parchment, just lays it out before her. Seems like it's one of these pre-written royal writs, and she just stamps it with a seal and then hands it to him, and he walks over to hand it over to the nearest of you. So I think that would probably be... It's probably Nanto. Nanto or Buruk. Let's say Buruk. So hands it over to Buruk. This royal writ, essentially, saying that you are working under the Duchess's commission.
Sounds good.
Right.
Sounds great, in fact.
Well, I'll wait to hear from you when you have taken care of those tasks. I hope that you are successful. Thank you for your services to Daggerford. Is there anything else?
Perhaps one last thing I would like to mention. So, in killing the Crimson Cleavers, we acquired quite a few of their cloaks. Just so that the guards are aware that we are not the Crimson Cleavers, obviously. But I could see how that misunderstanding would happen. Would there be possibility to have some sort of note from someone of authority? Just to avoid any miscommunication?
Yes. Boop, boop, boop,
Someone-
Yeah, sorry, I'm turning that off now.
boop.
Oh my god, so many friends.
Oh my god.
No, that's Netflix and Twitch. I got no friends, man.
Oh,
Very well.
me neither, it's fine.
If you,
We're all friends here.
Exactly.
That's why we are casting 7 friends.
if you check in with Hamish, the Master of Arms, he'll see to such an order for you.
I thought the Master of Ours was Baruch.
Ha.
I do not say out loud.
Out of character.
That
Yeah,
was
so-
a good point, because if we're gonna use those, if we ever get searched by guards and they just see us with crimson cloaks, just
And a Kopesh.
oh my god, and the Kopesh.
Yeah, like, we have kept enough of their equipment to be suspicious.
Well,
Yeah.
we
And
need to keep
find
enough
where
of
we
their
sold the
equipment.
rest of it.
We need to
okay.
keep that equipment.
So I have an idea. Asking her to see if we can borrow the Hat of Disguise
Yes.
Victoria, so that we can be disguised as one of them. I'm trying to think about how to word it in a proper way.
Make a
I think that
persuasion
would be a
check.
good idea.
Eh?
Okay. It's alright.
Yeah, it's.
Do you wanna say it, or shall we just go for it?
If I may, I would be helping on that one. Once I figure... No, wait, no.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what?
magic.
Oh, sorry, scrap that.
It's magic.
I wouldn't quite grasp the concept of what you're trying to get from her.
There
Sorry,
is.
no help.
My lady,
No help.
there is an item currently residing at Victoria's Secret that may assist us with capturing these fiends. This hat of disguise is what it can do. Would it be possible for you to allow us to borrow it from her?
Well, she is an independent agent. It's not like I can... Well, I could order her, I suppose, but such things don't go down particularly well.
Understandably.
I'll make a recommendation. It's up to Victoria if she agrees to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Another.
Does that mean I get my hat?
You may borrow the hat.
You may borrow.
I don't think Nanto would be the best person to try and pretend to be someone else.
I mean,
Like-
deception. I mean, it's bard territory, but again, she just
True.
raised her hand, snaps a finger, and then someone just walks out, and it's the room is rapidly depleting. But yeah, another person walks out. Another one of the guards walks out to presumably go to
How many
Victoria.
snaps do they learn?
45 different snaps. They have a 6-month training course.
And that's for the interns. For the guards, the regiment is tighter.
And she just eyes each of you in turn afterwards, right? Adventurers have served me well in the past. It would be good if you were able to serve me well in this instance. I hope that you are successful. Is there anything else?
Can I touch your bodice?
You're actually saying that.
What?
Yeah. Like, can I touch your shinies?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
It's not for what you think.
Oh. Mm-mm. Oh, that ain't good.
I see.
I got a 9.
No, I think that will be all. Please leave. And
Thank you, my lady.
just makes a single shoe gesture.
Well,
Okay.
it was great meeting you.
Yes.
Someone's gonna have to drag Ravenous out, by the way, because she just can't move right now.
Just a like I can't do any strength since Lyroon isn't
I guess
very strong,
Farouk
but
will have to pick me up, or like drag me back by the tail.
Can Nanto drag her away slowly with telekinesis?
That's perfect.
I love that idea because Burke would just be turning about and leaving. He's more likely to leave Ravenous away than to drag
Yeah.
her.
And as you're being dragged away, she just turns and starts muttering to the attendant at her side. Perception check if you want to try and hear it.
I will definitely.
I would love to do that.
I 100% do it.
Yeah. So
I don't.
Classic.
Burke definitely does. Lyroon,
I'm too fixated.
But I get
yeah, you get advantage, Lyroon. Thanks to, and in fact, it does make a difference. So, as you're leaving the room, yeah, Ravenous has basically been dragged out by the telekinetic
muttering
force.
to herself, so shiny,
So
so
shiny.
shiny.
Yeah, Burke's keen ears pick it out, and Lyroon's ears don't naturally pick it out, but you just see his earrings glow for a moment, and then he's able to pick it out. So it seems to be helping with that. So both Burke and Lyroon just hear her conversing with the slick ginger attendant. Keep
Let's
an
just call
eye,
him Gingy.
Gingy. Keep an eye
Gingy.
on the tiefling. She seems a bit out of sorts. Hopefully they do better than the last ones. They were murdered to a man. Right. Now,
They were a what?
murdered to a man.
Murdered to a man.
What does that mean?
Oh, to
all
the
murdered.
last one.
All of them murdered, basically.
I
Oh, okay.
thought it was some kind of like saying that I just did not know.
Yeah, and
It's an odd turn of phrase, to be fair. Murdered to a man. Hopefully they might become the next stalwart heroes and intrepid travellers, but we'll have to see.
callback. I like it.
And that's all you lot. So, Bert, I know you needed to get going roughly around 4 minutes ago. So
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
we'll call it there. So you've done some shopping. You've sold some
Yeah.
stuff. You've finally met the Duchess. She doesn't seem...
I'm terrified now.
Yeah, you've weirded her out a bit, asking to touch her bodice. But you managed to get away with not stealing anything just yet. And you've been told to go meet up with the Master of Arms, Hamish, if you want to get permission to be wearing crimson cloaks without being arrested. You've also
Yeah, that
received...
would be nice.
You've also received a royal writ, basically telling the men at the barracks that you are to be given these jobs involving sorting out the live plants that have been troubling Daggerford, and that you'll be taking on this stakeout job. And a man's been sent to Victoria's place, Victoria's Secret, to go inform her that the Duchess would like her to lend you the Hat of Disguise for a job. And I believe that is everything.
Asking, not demanding.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Exactly. Right. I think that's everything. Unless there's anything else.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Did we level?
No.
Yes. What about second level?
What about second?
What about 11Cs? Ha!
I like it.
So there is actually an experience reward for managing to finally get inside the castle. That I did set. So you do indeed finally level.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So you get to reach level 5.
Okay.
Hold on.
What experience are we actually supposed to be at? Because I'm apparently at the wrong amount.
So whatever Ravenous got, it's the correct amount. So let me just find it out.
That's 5880 on mine.
So yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, 5880 is correct.
So are you telling me that my damage just doubled?
Ooh.
Exactly. Get excited. Yeah, so you receive 650 experience for getting inside the castle, basically.
Nice.
Oh boy, here we go killing again.
Yeah. So it should put you 30 experience over leveling up. So enjoy your level 5s.
Yay!
And next time, I imagine it'll be time for slaying some corn or other variants of vegetation.
I got my short rest. Bardic inspirations.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Nice.
And you'll be getting to, in 2 days' time, it'll be harvest close. So you got tomorrow for some more adventure. You also got the rest of today actually, so still the rest of the day to go do some stuff. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Alrighty.
See you.
Take it easy, guys.
See you soon.
Bye.